Stadium in Nashua, New Hampshire, home tonight of the Nashua Silver Knights playoff team as we begin the Futures Collegiate Baseball League playoffs. Hello, everybody. I'm John Collins along with Tom King. It is an ideal night for baseball and for a playoff game on $1 beer night here at historic Holman Stadium. Tom, the parking lot is just about full.
Well, when things go well, and that's the way it's been for this franchise since it really picked up steam after the high school season ended probably in mid to late June. And this is going to be I always thought after maybe I would say the first week in July that these were the two best teams in the league. Because Torrington had the pitching and Nashua had the combination of the hitting and the pitching and the defense. So it's going to be an excellent series. I think it's going to be a low-scoring series, and may the best team win. I think Eric Peralt. I'll tell you what, Nashua is really going to need a win here from Peralt because they don't have the number 2 guy, Jeff Fisher, in their lineup for tomorrow night's game. He's a scratch because of a bad back. They have to go with the newcomer, Lamar Ray. And Ray has been 2-0 with an ERA under 2, so that's not too bad. But that takes away the possibility of having Ray go in the third game. And it also puts Alec Morency in the spotlight, the Nashua North, former Nashua North pitcher, because he would be probably the starter for Game 3 if he's available to pitch in Game 3, if there is a Game 3 needed.
Is Alec okay with pitching against the Titans?
I know, that's
Torrington?
true, exactly. A former Titan goes against the Titans, I know it.
Yeah. The images you see right there, Tim O'Neill, our cameraman on Nashua ETV. Our executive producer, Pete Johnson, is here as well in this live broadcast here at historic Holman Stadium in Nashua. One of the effects of doing a game here in August is that the shadows start out very far out into the infield. I remember doing a game with you here earlier in the season, Tom, where it was the sunshine was behind home plate at this time of the evening, which is just a few minutes before game time here at 7 o'clock. Terrific crowd on hand. A lot of excitement in the air. You can see those are the Nashua Silver Knights players in their white uniforms.
Now take a look at the concession line. The concession line down for the stand. There's a lot of this. If you wonder where everybody is, they're all down at the concession lines.
And they're two-fisted.
Exactly. $1 beer night, $1 drink night. There's a shot.
Kind of prices.
There's a shot. You got that right.
Yes.
I know it. Yep.
I got a friend, Jim Zagami.
And I can't take advantage of it.
That's right. Me either. A friend of mine, Jim Zagami's on a business trip to California. Big baseball fan. I asked him. He thought he was thinking of taking in a Dodgers game while he was out there, but he went to a minor league game instead. I'm going back through my text messages here. Lancaster, California Jethawks game. He says, he texted me, ball goes a mile here in the high desert. And here's the next text. He says, kids are hitting bombs. One kid, about 5'7", hit one over the 30-foot screen over the 420-foot mark in center field. He says there have been 5 home runs so far in the top of the 4th inning. Tom, we did some games here, the Nashua Silver Knights. Ball doesn't quite carry as well here. It's for the Lancaster Jethawks.
No, they certainly didn't. And
I think we only saw one home run.
And tonight is a dry. I've seen a lot more during the course of the year. In fact, I saw a couple of walk-offs. So
nice.
But it's a dry night. The air is not humid. It's a beautiful night, so the ball may not carry as much. And I don't think you're going to see too many balls leave the yard against this kind of pitching.
Well, you were predicting a low-scoring game.
Well, Gavin McCullough comes in, the righty for Torrington, comes in with an ERA of 1.24. Now, he fattened that up a lot against Seacoast, which only won 8 games this year. But at the same time, McCullough's, as Mike Chambers said, Nashua did not face McCullough during the season. They did not see him at all in all 15 games. So as you watch, I believe is that Peralt?
Eric Peralt.
That's Peralt warming up without the benefit of a mound.
The Nashua lefty that's covered out there.
Interesting. The mound is covered, which is interesting. Peralt going on level ground right now. Well, so I don't know what the story is with that.
Maybe he doesn't want the sun in his eyes out there.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
If you pull that cover off, as Tim expands there. You can see if you were a pitcher standing there, sun would be right in your eyes. So maybe he doesn't want to deal with that right now, this time of the evening. These youngsters, they've come to know their home field very well over the course of the season. And, of course, they want it to continue as long as they can, milk this experience, and they can do that by winning some ball games here at historic Holman Stadium. It is just a few minutes before game time here. John Collins with Tom King and Tim O'Neill on camera on Nashua ETV. Thank you for bringing us these games all season long. Tim, I got a little assignment for you. There's a table right behind home plate, right in front of the Silver Knights logo, and it's got 6 statues looking like it's kind of like busts on it. Maybe some sort of a prize, Tom. Maybe you know about this.
Now, it'll be the league awards, I believe.
A league awards.
Yep. And they'll be announced. Regular season awards. I think pitcher of the year, player of the year.
Oh yeah, they look like baseballs, maybe in a glove.
Rob Zinsmeister.
Hardware.
The Zinsmeister. Your favorite opposing player.
He's going to win one.
He's the player of the year in the league, from what I understand.
Well, I can see him right there at the top of the home run category. 13 homers for the.
No, he had 9. He's second. Matos for the Sharks was first with 13.
Oh, Matos, who we saw drill at third base, coach. I was telling my buddy Doug Flutie about that at my baseball game, and he was cringing in sympathy.
We missed the Monkey Boy drill.
Now, I wanted to ask you about
that.
I
didn't see that. I haven't seen the video yet.
These 2 players at the top of the home run standings, Jeremy Matos and Rob Zinsmeister, home run kings of the league. Now, it was a Martha's Vineyard player, Tom. Do you have the details?
No, I don't have all the details. I mean, we ran a story, but I don't have all I wasn't here for it, so I haven't talked to Chris Ames. So
interesting.
He was tackled.
Short. He was tackled by a bare-chested player coming out of the dugout, firing.
You can watch it on the internet. I haven't seen it yet. But,
it's on the internet.
It is. It's on YouTube, I believe. Yep.
Poor Monkey Boy.
Yeah, I know.
Chris Ames. Was he concussed?
No, he was fine, I guess. He was fine afterwards.
Oh, he was fine?
He was fine afterwards.
I heard he was injured.
I guess he was a little shaken up at first, but I mean, fine after the fact.
It sounded like it was a hostile move because I heard that the player was thrown off the team.
He was thrown off the team. Well, I guess when you do that kind of an act, you've got to let both teams know what's going to happen. And even the Silver Knights front office admitted to me before Monkey Boy came up, they'd never seen his act before. So you got to kind of when we were used to see him in the Atlantic League and a couple of Can-Am League appearances, they knew the deal, they knew the drill. So we'll see. But this is this is the atmosphere we have. It's playoff atmosphere. Holman Stadium hasn't seen summertime. Minor league franchise type, though this isn't minor league, playoff type atmosphere since 2007 when the National Pride won the Can-Am League championship.
That special 2000 season that Tom talks about, a lot of excitement surrounding that. Of course, Chris Ames, who's down on the field. Not Chris Ames.
It's Chris Hall, the commissioner of the league.
The commissioner of the league. He was a former Nashua Pride general manager, and that was before his time. It was Billy Johnson was the general manager. And I wondered, have you checked in with Billy Johnson over the past decade?
I talked with Billy Johnson about 3 years ago when I did a 10-part series on the 10-year anniversary of the Pride. So he's doing fine
out in the business.
Well, when I talked to him then, he was out in Las Vegas with the minor league hockey team.
Still there,
well,
Yep. What a place to be.
Yeah, well, I think Vegas is Billy's. Billy was all Vegas. So Logan Gillis named batting champion. He hit .376 on the year.
Not bad.
So these will be the awards for batting champion, home run champion, RBI champion, wins, strikeouts, and ERA. I think that's what they're going to do.
.376.
So these are the top ones. James Katsarobis will be the other local participant with 39 RBIs. Jeff Fisher with 6 wins, and Fisher has his back given out. So
from Northeastern University, Dylan Mackey.
That's Adrian Gonzalez territory with the .376 average for Gillis, and now you said that's
Dylan Mackey gets an award. It must be for saves.
Award that we would like to present to the Defensive Player of the Year.
Interesting.
This award is given to the player that demonstrates the best hands, footwork, and defensive prowess, as voted on by the coaches and umpires. This year's recipient dazzled the league with his outstanding defensive work at shortstop. The Defensive Player of the Year is awarded to Wesley College in Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania. Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania's Rob Benedict.
Wow, Rob Benedict, the equivalent of the Gold Glove, the top Gold Glove award of the Futures Collegiate Baseball League. The shortstop who has dazzled all season for the Nashua Silver Knights, getting his picture taken with the hardware behind home plate here at Holman Stadium. So congratulations to Rob Benedict.
Most outstanding pitcher over the course of the season. With a nearly flawless regular season.
Now this may be another.
This
may be another Silver Knights pitcher because Chris Hall keeps looking towards that dugout.
Yep.
This individual is certainly deserving of the pitcher.
Eric
Giving
Peralt.
it away.
He is going to beat a Peralt
Pro
who.
prospect is bestowed upon the player who demonstrates the most pro potential.
So he's not going to come down and get it. He's warming up on the mound right now out there. So I'm sure
It's got to be since he was 5-0.
He's going to wave to the crowd probably. He's all business at the moment.
The pitcher of the year and top pro prospect is awarded to Keene State College pitcher.
Yep,
in
Eric
New
Peralt.
Hampshire product. Your Silver Knights starting pitcher tonight, Eric Peralt.
So 2 awards for Peralt, pitcher of the year and top pro prospect.
Now, can we get an award to David Fredette, who signs our checks from Nashua ETV here down
Yeah, I
in front of
wonder.
us? The Treasurer of the Year award to Dave Fredette. He's, you know him well, Tim. Yeah.
Easy, John. I want those checks to keep coming.
Well, I'm serious. There was no sarcasm.
You have a way.
Dave Fredette, right
You
there.
have a way.
In the FCBL season. The manager of the year is presented to former Lowell spinner.
Manager of the year, Mike Chambers. They cleaned up, boy. I'll tell you.
Manager Mike Chambers.
Mike Chambers with a well-deserved round of applause, the manager of the year. Gets a big hug from Chris Hall, not just a handshake, as they pose
Ladies and gentlemen, there
for
was
the
also
picture.
one award that was given out last night. This award goes to the league's most valuable player, and that went to Martha's Vineyard shortstop Robbie Zinsmeister of Indiana.
Yep, Zinsmeister with the MVP or player of the year, whichever way you want to put it.
Congratulate all of our award
I believe,
recipients tonight.
I wouldn't be surprised if Donald Hissa from the Mavericks, who was a strikeout champ with 60, gets some type of an award. We'll see. Nope, I guess that's it.
Well, congratulations to the Zinsmeister, who also gets the Best Name of the Year award in the FECBL, bestowed by Nashua ETV. 4 umpires, Tom. That answers a question we had during the regular season.
Right, exactly. Went with 4 umps.
We had only 2 during most regular season games that we saw.
So that'll be the deal here.
Temperatures of around, what do we say, 80 degrees?
I'd say we're in the high 70s now, but they're going to be dropping throughout the night. It's August, John. It has that. You and I have done so many professional games here. We know when August comes, it's got that August feel to it.
Yeah.
This obviously will be a tough. Winning the first game in a best of 3, it's almost critical. You almost have to do it. And I've seen some best of 3s. The reason this is 1-1-1. If Mike Chambers had his druthers, he'd like to play 2 at home and then go on the road for the 3rd game if he had to, taking his shot to win here where they're very, very good. But unfortunately, there's an AAU tournament over the weekend that bumps them out of the stadium on Friday, so they can't use the stadium Friday, so it reverts back to a 1-1-1 format.
Okay.
So game 3, if necessary, will be here on Saturday at 7:05, and we may do that game on tape delay, from what I understand.
That's Tom King. I'm John Collins. If you just joined us and you're watching on a Thursday night, you're watching this playoff game, Nashua Silver Knights versus the Torrington Titans, live on Nashua's ETV. We will be having the Star Spangled Banner, probably sung by a local performer, coming up here before the start of the game. A helicopter is descending on the field here at Holman Stadium. A special treat. First time I have seen this. Seen helicopters go over, but never actually
They wanted to
touch
do
down.
this opening night, and they weren't able to because of the weather.
Somebody's throwing baseballs onto the field.
That's the idea. He's throwing the game balls onto the field for the first pitch.
There you go. There's 3 of them. And our 3 first ball pitchers, including Nashua Mayor Donna Lee Lozo, who has a glove on. She is prepared tonight.
That helicopter has just dropped off tonight's game balls.
She actually had a glove on opening night too, John.
Well, yeah, she did.
Yep.
Okay. You know,
she's done a few of these during the course of the summer, I think.
Yeah. She's got 3 baseballs to go with too. That's different. Maybe she's got a 3-pitch repertoire: fastball, curveball, changeup. And she's going the full 60 feet. None of this, women's tee here.
By Nashua Mayor Donna Lee Lozo.
getting the sign from Nashua Silver Knights catcher number 22 is Jake Henderson. He's actually a right-handed pitcher. Nice job, Donna Lee Lozo.
The Nashua Mayor, Miss Donna Lee Lozo.
Throws a strike.
Fans, at this time, we would like to introduce you to both teams, starting with the visiting Titans. Leading off in center field, number 12,
Lineups.
Craig. Batting second in right field, number 23, Cole Harrison. Batting third at first base, number 25, Andrew Splett.
Well, let's give the starting lineups for tonight's game. For Torrington, Rich Grafe will play center field and lead off. Cole Harrison will play right field and bat second. Andrew Spleth will play first and bat third. Kyle Murphy is the third baseman for Torrington. He'll hit cleanup. Josh Band will be the second baseman. He'll hit fifth. Ryan Plord will be the catcher. He'll hit sixth. Matt O'Neill will hit seventh and play left field. Ryan Sandberg will hit eighth and play shortstop. Evan Chamberlain will be the designated hitter and bat ninth. And on the mound, right-hander Gavin McCullough, who has an ERA of 1.24 on the year, was also unbeaten.
And now the starting lineup.
Defensively for the Silver Knights, we'll give you their starting lineup when they come up to bat. Defensively for them, it'll be Rob Benedict at short, Logan Gillis at second, Mark Sanborn at first, James Katsarobis at third. On the catching will be John Putris. Playing in right field will be Sean Lyons. Kyle 80 will be in right field. Kyle 80. Sean Lyons in left, and of course Matt Jacobs will be in center. Behind the plate, as we said, John Putris, and on the mound will be Eric Peralt, the pitcher of the year and top prospect in the first year of the Futures Collegiate Baseball League.
Number 27, Kyle Neverman.
Nice job, Tom. You know, when I glanced at the starting lineups at first, the Torrington Titans second baseman, it's Josh Band, B-A-N-D, correct?
Yes.
By your first glance, I thought it said Josh Bard, and I was thinking, wow, those are going to be some fast throws to first base from 30 feet away.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I know it.
It's Josh Band is the second baseman for the Titans. As the Silver Knights sprint out into the field, we get a nice close-up there of Eric Peralt, the pitcher of the year. He's going to be joined by big first baseman Mark Sanborn for the national anthem.
Time, I ask that you please rise and remove your caps as we honor our great nation with the singing of the national anthem, brought to you tonight by Sue Finnegan.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight all the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave? Go Knights!
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Sue Finnegan with tonight's national anthem. Sue is the mother of Silver Knight outfielder Brian Finnegan.
Sue Finnegan from Londonderry sang the national anthem. She's the mother of Brian Finnegan, the reserve outfielder for the Nashua Silver Knights, as they take the field right now. Eric Peralt, who had himself a fabulous summer,
Beer and soda, $1.
really developed, didn't pitch that much during the course of the spring, but as is usually the case, summertime is when these guys really develop And we'll take a look at Peralt's numbers. He went 5-0 with an ERA of 1.57. He threw 46 innings. He allowed just 32 hits. He struck out 48. He gave up only 11 runs, and only 8 of those were earned, and he walked only 20. So started 9 games for the Silver Knights. He had 4 no decisions. Can bring it when he wants, and he's a strikeout pitcher and has done a real good job on the mound, as we have said, for Nashua. And again, they have a little complication. They don't have, well, I think is another who could have been a candidate for Pitcher of the Year, Jeff Fisher, who went 6-0 with an ERA, a better ERA, 1.53. Fisher not as overpowering, but he's been hobbled by back problems. Scratched from his scheduled Game 2 start tomorrow night in Torrington. And Nashua will instead go with Lamar Ray. All Ray did was go 2-0, 1.98. He threw just 7 innings at Bentley College, but he's a teammate of Logan Gillis, and Gillis recommended him, and he came here and threw very well in 2 starts. He'll go tomorrow night in Torrington. It's a very remote possibility that Fisher could start a Game 3 if he really lobbies hard, but right now it appears that that starter is going to be Alec Morency if the team doesn't need him in the bullpen in Games 1 or 2.
Tom, I'm getting a kick out of the fact that they're playing Rocky's theme right now. We just saw Eric Peralt get the Pitcher of the Year award, so who's the underdog here? Torrington might be taking a little bit of...
Well, Torrington is definitely the underdog, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah,
so they're playing Rocky in favor of Torrington, really, I know it. I'll
It
tell you what.
works for them, I guess.
I'll tell you what, though. It's you take a look at this crowd. It's...
You were remarking on it, Tom. You've been here a lot, so...
I've been here a lot for a...
If you think it's a big crowd.
Playoff games are always tough to sell in the minor league and collegiate league level because there's not a whole lot of advance notice for them.
Well, I was going to tell you the addendum to that Lancaster Jethawk story from my friend out in California. It was $4 a beer last night.
Yeah, well,
it's $1 beer.
Tell him to take the red eye here, and he'll be fine.
First pitch, swinging a bloop to the shortstop. Rich Grafe, the center fielder, leading off. Offers at the first pitch, and Rob Benedict, the defensive player of the year in this league of the season, makes the first out of the game. An easy catch. 1 up, 1 pitch, 1 down. Cole Harrison's the right fielder for the Torrington Titans. Harrison, 6'4" and 210, plays his college ball at the University of North Carolina, Greensboro. Has hit .262, 33 hits and 126 at bats this season. Looks at a couple of strikes in succession from Peralt, who jumps ahead in the count, 0-2. Peralt.
Well, that's the deal. Peralt's only walked very few hitters this year, 20 walks, I believe. So it's not bad in relative number of innings pitched. Fisher's even better. Fisher's only 10 walks. Wow.
A high outside heat. Might have been a strike, might have not, but it was too close to take, thought Cole Harrison. He goes down swinging on 3 pitches. 2 outs here in the top half of the first inning of this playoff game. First game of a best-of-3 series between the home team, Nashua Silver Knights, and the visitors, Torrington Titans. The 3-hole hitter now. The first baseman is Andrew Spleth, and he looks at a strike. So 5 pitches to begin the game, all strikes for Eric Peralt. Working quickly. Strike 2 on the foul ball off to the right side and out of play.
Well, that's the one thing that I've seen from this Nashua pitching staff all summer long. They work quick. And the reason why is they're usually ahead of the hitters.
Strike 3 call, upper outer, and it's a
dominant first inning.
Pitch, all strikes, 1, 2, 3 inning for Eric Peralt.
I want to see John Collins try to hit Eric Peralt. That's what I want to see.
I'm swinging early in the count, I know that. I need all 3 swings. That'd be a scary prospect. Eric Peralt is a scary prospect, literally.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we have some Silver Knight players that will be throwing things
shows
into the
what
stands.
got him the league accolades right there.
So if you want anything courtesy of your Nashua Silver Knights,
the Silver Knights will be batting Rob Benedict in the leadoff spot, followed by his double play partner Logan Gillis, and then Matt Jacobs, the center fielder, go 1, 2, 3 for the Nashua Silver Knights on offense. Tom, now they're up against pitcher Gavin McCulloch, and you did a nice job telling us all about what we could expect from Eric Perrault. What can we expect from the Torrington right-hander as he begins the game?
Well, I wish I could tell you because I haven't seen Gavin McCulloch pitch yet this year, and neither have the Nashua Silver Knights. But one thing he does do is he throws strikes.
Now, this is his ERA for the season right
1.24.
1.24.
I'm surprised he didn't get pitcher of the year, to be honest with you.
50 innings, he's given up.
But I think one of the factors was he pitched against Seacoast, a weak team for a lot of his starts were against Seacoast. 50 2/3 innings from McCulloch. He gave up 45 hits, 11 runs, and only 7 of them earned. Only walked 19. He struck out 43. He went 6-0 with a 1.24 earned run average in 8 starts. So that is the numbers on McCulloch. He gave up 8 doubles and 1 triple on the season. And I don't see any home runs listed here, but they don't have a category for that here on their stat sheet. So they should, but they don't. Rob Benedict will lead it off for Nashua, and all Benedict did this year was, I believe, at 286, somewhere around there. Now Benedict comes into this game. He's hitting 284, close. 54 hits on the year. But a solid defensive shortstop. 54, no homers, 17 RBIs. And if he gets on base, expect him to run. He stole 15 bases this year.
Gavin McCulloch, who pitched for Fairfield University. He's a junior there. Picks up where Eric Perrault left off, and that is throwing strikes as he throws strike 1 to Benedict. Strike 2, we have yet to see a ball in this game. It's 0-2.
That's just
Benedict.
it. Combined the two pitchers, I think, 28 walks or something like that all year long.
And working quickly as well. Just missed that outside corner. That was a tough pitch to take after all the strikes we've seen tonight. It's 1-2 on Benedict.
Yeah, to Benedict's credit, he did take it because I think that was tailing away.
Topped. Back to the pitcher. Sprinting and underhanding it to the first baseman.
Now Benedict, very smart. You can see what he does. He doesn't throw awfully hard. Off-speed stuff. He got Benedict off balance. If Benedict had waited on that pitch, he could have lined it to left field, but instead he jumped at it and ends up tapping weakly back to the mound. I'm telling you, hits and runs are going to be at a premium in this game. This is the best pitching matchup we're going to see all year long.
Logan Gillis won the Silver Slugger Award here in the Futures Collegiate Baseball League with a .376 average. Picked up the trophy before the game. Looks at ball 1 low. 1 out here, nobody on in the bottom of the first inning. No score in this playoff game. Hit hard to center, but it's going to hang up there, and it's gloved rather easily by the center fielder, Rich Grafe. 2 outs in the first.
You could make an argument that Gillis would be an ideal leadoff man just because of the way he's been able to get on base, although he wasn't able to get on base that time.
Yeah, when you have a .376 average,
62, 62 hits and 35 walks and hit by pitch 3 times.
Oh, so the on-base percentage has got to be up over 4.
It's got to be up over 4.
Yeah. Matt Jacobs hits in the 3 spot for the Silver Knights.
Fans are still coming into this stadium. This is amazing.
Well, you just talked about the excitement, and we're live, so that's helping the gate, I think. Right? Catch the game. You're not far away here in Nashua.
Yeah, you might as well come out.
Pop up. Right side. Is it playable? Andrew Spleth trying to find the fence. Reaching over. Makes the grab in the edge of his glove. Terrific defensive play by the Torrington Titans first baseman. That's a case where it helped to be right-handed, Tom, as he extended without having to turn around right over the fence.
Good point, John. I lost that ball up in the blue background. The sky, it's a milky time. Well, it's not a milky sky, but it's not a bright blue sky because we're in the evening. And I lost track of that ball, but Spleth didn't. He was right there. You could watch his body language. He knew he had a real good shot at it all the way, and leans over and makes that DJ Boston type catch that we talked about.
Yeah.
So
DJ would have had to make that catch with his right hand because that's where the hand that he wore the glove on as a left-handed first baseman. But we saw him make some backhanded plays over that fence facing home plate. And we've already had a defensive gem here after 1 inning of play. It's 3 up, 3 down. I'll put a little star next to that pop out to the first baseman by Matt Jacobs before we go along to the 2nd inning. One of the staples of the Nashua Silver Knights is in between inning entertainment. If you've gone to Lowell Spinners games, you know somewhat what to expect here. The Spinners, of course, operating the Nashua Silver Knights and sharing a lot of the ideas. Look at that distance on that slingshot. It's going to go up in the 5th row.
Get a t-shirt. Get a t-shirt. It's mine.
Here it comes. I guess it's coming behind home plate. This looks pretty good for just to our right. Oh, actually a lot to our right.
All right, it's our last one, folks.
Here comes near the cameraman, Tim O'Neill, and it's going to go right into the lap of a gentleman just down to our left, as you can see right there.
On the slingshot. Now batting for Torrington, the 3rd baseman, number 24, Kyle Murphy.
Chris Hall, the commissioner of the FCBL, will be on in the middle of the, hopefully in the middle of the 4th inning. As Kyle Murphy digs in, 3rd baseman for Torrington. Murphy, 205 hitter. This is not a very big hitting team, John. That's the one drawback that Torrington has. They did not hit the ball well this year. They relied on their pitching and their defense. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Peralt.
Impressive.
3 consecutive strikeouts.
Now batting the 2nd baseman, number 18, Josh Band.
Josh Band, the 2nd baseman, trying to do what none of his teammates have been able to do yet, Tom. That's make contact. Actually, oh, excuse me, there was a loop to the shortstop.
Yeah, Grafe
I guess hit the
out.
ball hard is what I want to say.
Hardest hit ball tonight for either team. Logan Gillis's line out to center field. Wow.
Well hit.
The ball is just dealing.
Yeah.
I felt the breeze up here on that one.
The 1-1 is sky to the left, but right in his tracks out there, Sean Lyons makes an easy catch. 2 up, 2 down in the top of the 2nd.
Runs will be at a premium tonight, no doubt about it.
Interesting quirk of the Torrington Titans lineup, Tom, is that the designated hitter is batting 9th.
Yeah, which is, you know, the thing that Evan Chamberlain is going to be hitting 9th. And let's see what Chamberlain hit on the year for Torrington.
Number 7, Ryan Ford.
Chamberlain hit 143, so that's why he's hitting 9th.
Grounded to the 3rd baseman, Katsarobis to first base, and in an eye blink.
How many pitches this inning? It's almost got to be 7 again, doesn't it?
I think it's less than 7 in that instance.
Well, Murphy
Kyle
struck
Murphy
out on 3.
On 3. I think
David hit a
Band
1. David hit a 1-1 to the outfield.
I believe Band hit a 1-0.
Or Band hit a 1. No, he hit a 1-1.
1-1.
So that's 3, 5, 6. 6 pitches.
6 pitch inning.
13 pitches for Eric Peralt in 2 innings. And believe me, if they can avoid going to the bullpen, they'd like that because they need to keep Alec Morency, who is their best and first reliever out of the pen, fresh in case they need him for a Game 3 start.
Chamberlain, the designated hitter for Torrington, he's listed on the roster as a pitcher, a right-handed pitcher. 6 feet 165, plays for Eastern Connecticut University. So they've put a bat in his hands.
John, I'll tell you, it's a great crowd tonight. You go look around, there's a few empty seats, but you know what? You know where most of the crowd is? Concession
stand. Yeah. Well, you can also watch the game here at Holman Stadium. So we're moving into the bottom of the 2nd inning as you watch the in-between inning entertainment here.
Embarrassing.
A misfire on the slingshot that time. Good distance to center.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have for hot dog slingshot tonight. But just to
Those
let
are hot
everybody know,
dogs
all
being
of those kids,
slingshotted
if
out
they
there.
got one of those hot dogs, they get to keep it. 3 hot dogs courtesy of the Nashua Silver Knights.
Mark Sanborn, the cleanup hitter in the order, will get leadoff duty here in the bottom of the second inning against Gavin McCullough.
And I'll tell you this much, I just took a look outside. There are still people in line for tickets.
Make sure to keep up on all the latest Silver Knight
That's
headlines
terrific.
Who would have thunk it?
section of the Telegraph
You know?
each day.
That's a whole story in itself, the terrific turnout for this game. Win or lose, the Nashua Silver Knights have won at the box office tonight, and convincing the fans of the greater Nashua area that this is an entertaining take. Mark Sanborn, who plays his college ball at UMass Lowell, will step into the right-handed batter's box to face McCulloch. And that's inches outside, off the plate. It's 1 ball and no strikes. It shows up at 86 miles an hour on our radar gun here at Holman Stadium. McCullough throws it down Broadway, strike 1 at 85. NPH.
The key for all these Silver Knight hitters is going to be, I believe, since they have yet to see, this is their first time looking at McCullough, will be the second time through the order. Whether they can time that off-speed pitch or not. Because he doesn't look like he's that overpowering with his foul, not the way Peralt is. That's why Peralt got top pro prospect, because of the way he's overpowering, John, I think, with his fastball.
Well, this is uncharted waters for both pitchers. A 3-ball count, a 3-1 pitch coming to Mark Sanborn. Checks his swing.
Yep.
And
you
no
know,
appeal. He'll go down to first base.
McCullough upped the velocity, but he wasn't going to give in with it. He was going to try to go away with a fastball. He wasn't going to give in, and that's a big situation. And don't forget, Sanborn, he's got long legs. He can run.
Number 16, James
He can run long strides and pretty quick ones at that from Mark Sanborn, the big man at first base. Backing away from an up and in fastball there was James Katsarubis.
Stole 3 bases on the year.
That one misses outside, and it's 2-0 to Katsarubis, the third baseman of the Nashua Silver Knights. Sunshine not really a factor at the moment here.
Yeah, it won't be a factor the rest of the night. I don't think.
That one must have missed low, and it's 3-0. 2 3-ball counts in a row.
And I would not give Katsarubis the green light on this 3-0. I think you let McCullough throw a lot of pitches. Let him battle his way. Try to force him to throw a lot. He got that one on the inside corner for a strike 3-1. Still, I would take.
John Putras is due up next, 6th in the order for the Silver Knights, to be followed by Kyle Neverman.
See, he swung a ball 4 right there. He tied him up inside.
That may have been a few inches off the plate inside, Tom.
It was. If Katsarubis had been patient and taken that pitch, we'd have first and second, nobody out right now.
Instead, it's a 3-2
Watch
pitch
this
on
pitch
the
go
way.
away.
Topped foul.
Yep. Take something off it, little tail on it.
Be interesting to see if Coach Chambers turns Sanborn loose here, as Katsarubis looks like he's going to get a bat on it at least.
No,
Ball
away.
4.
So, even though he got 2 strikes on him, Katsarubis accomplished his feat. He forces McCullough to throw a lot of pitches. First and second, nobody out. John Putras will be the hitter, and now the pitching coach is coming out for Torrington.
Yeah, he must have saw something he didn't
Forrest
like.
Irwin, the pitching coach, will come out and talk. Greg Hunt is the head coach. Greg Hunt, one of the older coaches in this league.
Let's take a listen.
How you doing there, big guy?
I'll be making the 3.5-hour lovely bus ride trip to Torrington tomorrow.
You want the soda?
Game 2.
Looking forward to it.
I'm not looking forward to the bus ride. Although I have to thank the Silver Knights for
Inviting you?
allowing me to
Yeah.
have a seat on their bus.
That is a little snippet of what is happening on the mound right now, courtesy of a hidden microphone.
So what do you do?
brought to
You
by
get on the internet
Nashua
or
Silver Knights.
Well, I've
sleep?
got a 3G for my computer, so I should be able to get on it one way or
Yeah.
the other. Torrington's a stadium atmosphere. I don't know what the facilities are like. Find out.
Read a
Can't be any
book?
worse than Martha's Vineyard. I was sitting on a card table behind home plate behind the fence
Wow.
with a tent over us to try to keep the glare and the heat out. The sun.
John Putras is going to bunt.
Oh, tough play. They
Throw
got
to
one at
third, in
Yep.
time, in
Yeah,
plenty
not
of
a
time
good,
at
not
that.
a good bunt by Putras.
Great spin move by Andrew Splett, the first baseman who charged in and was just steps away from Putras when he laid down what was just like a pepper play for Splett. An easy game of pepper for the first baseman.
Well, I've got to think, John, if you're going to lay down that bunt, you've got to make the third base and make the play. It's got to go to the left side. You cannot bunt it to the right side, and that's what Putras did. And just a fundamental mistake right there. Oh,
Hit hard to right center. It's sinking down.
That's
It's
gonna
going to
score.
get down.
That's gonna
Kyle
score 2
Neverman
runs.
Has hit a double. He's going to
gonna
go
be
for
a triple.
3. 1 run scores. 2 runs are in. A huge 2-run triple with 1 out by Kyle Neverman. The designated hitter for the Nashua Silver Knights strikes a big blow.
I watched the pitch from McCullough, John. He missed the target. They wanted him to go away to make Neverman reach for an off-speed pitch. Instead, it was an off-speed pitch that hung over the middle of the plate, and Neverman jumps on it and takes it the other way, as good hitters will with an off-speed pitcher like McCullough. And there was a huge gap in right center field for Neverman, and he hit that target and 2 runs scored because Putras could run. He was going to score. There was no doubt in my mind once I saw Putras leave first base that he was going to score from first on that play, and it's a 2-0 lead.
Putras is fast and a good base runner. He got a great read. He knew that was going to be extra bases off the crack of the bat. Never thought about tagging up, and he was able to score from first. So we just made a little bit of a critical remark about John bunting to the right side. Well, let me say a very positive thing about him. He's an excellent base runner. He's the reason why they were able to get 2 runs on that triple, along with the great hit by Kyle Neverman.
And now McCullough falls behind 3-0.
Of course, first and second base are wide open. That ball's a strike to
Good
Kyle
pitch.
80.
Very good 3-0 pitch. Because even if 80 had the green light, he would have been able to handle that pitch. It would have tied him right up inside. Key here is to get that 3rd run.
That one missed. And it'll be first and third with 1 out for Sean Lyons. The Silver Knights left fielder is batting 9th in the order with a chance to do more damage here. Already leading 2-0. The Silver Knights just need a fly ball or to stay out of the double play to get that 3rd run in, as the middle infield's back. Even the third baseman's sort of back there at third base. It'd be tough for him to throw out somebody in a slow hit ground ball. Let's see what Kyle 80 can do here. Looks at a strike on the far reaches of the outside corner.
That's a McCullough pitch.
McCullough with 3 walks in the inning and has given up a triple. Good fastball there up and away, and he's ahead in the count 0-2 on Kyle 80. This is a potent Nashua Silver Knights offense, and they've shown why here in the bottom of the 2nd inning, jumping out to a 2-0 lead and threatening to get some more. Fouled off to the left. 80 spoiling Sean Lyons, excuse me, is the batter. 80 walk. Sean Lyons spoiling what looked like could be a strike in the zone there on 0-2. Coming right after him was Gavin McCullough.
Big 0-2 coming up.
Misses up and away.
Base pitch. 1 out, 1st and 3rd. Bottom 2nd, 2-0 already in favor of the Silver Knights over Torrington. Game 1 here on Nashua's ETV of the Futures Collegiate League Baseball Championship Series.
And of course, being that there are only 4 teams in the league and 2 making the playoffs, this is, as Tom said, the championship series.
This
and it
is
could
it.
come to a conclusion.
But I'll tell you how it all worked out in a second. We'll watch this pitch.
Jackknifing
And
away
a
from
tough
strike
call,
3.
third strike. Wow. Tough pitch. Tied Lions up. He had to jump back from it, but I think it was a good call. It caught the plate.
So Lions, who wanted to at least get a sack
Boy,
fly.
I'll tell you, what I would have loved to do that situation?
Pennsylvania, number 11,
Before the 2 strikes were on him, is squeeze it.
Benedict.
You got Neverman who can run at third, and Lyons who's a contact player. I think a bunt with a squeeze play would have been a great situation there.
Got to give McCullough credit for staying on the
still,
frame of the
it
plate.
still may be but it's 2 outs now, so they would have the obvious out at first, throw to first base, but still.
Really, the one mistake he made, as you said, he missed his location on the triple.
Just a
by
simple,
Neverman.
just a simple case of mislocation is all that was.
And since then, he's been painting the corners inside and outside to the Silver Knights hitters. The runner goes, grounded over the mound. It'll be only 1 play to first base. Quickly to first, and making the play was Josh Band.
Just remember that run at third. That could be huge later on in this ball game.
With just the 2 runs, I think Torrington feels fortunate. As Tom said, they had first and third with 1 out, and they escaped without giving up any more runs. So it's a 2-0 Nashua lead after 2 full innings of play. We play 9 here in the Futures Collegiate Baseball League, and they've been going along at a pretty good clip here. With Eric Perrault, the pitcher of the season, of the summer, on the mound for the Silver Knights.
Well, this championship series developed. It wasn't, as of Tuesday, you still didn't know who Nashua would face. Because what it boiled down to were Martha's Vineyard and Torrington had 3 games against each other, actually 4, but they had 3 games starting Monday against each other, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And basically it boiled down, they were makeup games. But it boiled down to whoever won 2 of those games was going to win the series, was going to go to the finals. And it boiled down to really a best 2 out of 3 championship series.
It was a playoff
but they had to
series.
play the 3rd game because it was a regular season game. So Torrington's been playing all week. They played last night. Nashua's last game was at Seacoast on Sunday. They haven't played since Sunday. So they've had those days off. So he's either an advantage or not, depending on how you look at it. I think it's an advantage for your pitchers, you know?
Yeah.
And Torrington is now, because they've had to play all these games, they're in a
With
situation.
playoff intensity.
Well, they're in a situation still, though, where they had, it affects their pitching. They're able to save McCullough for this game. But their problem is game 2. Where they have Kevin Bartlett as a possible listing for game 2, a lefty out of the University of Albany who also ended up going to a junior college. And
Now batting the left fielder, number 13, Matt
they will
Olson.
have to decide. I mean, if they lose this game tonight, Bartlett's got an ERA of 5.01. Do they want to go with Bartlett or do they want to go with Tyler Erickson, who's listed as their game 3 starter, who pitched a 1-0 gem, striking out 14 on Monday night? Go with him on 3 days rest.
Eric Perrault slings a couple of fastballs down and in and missing the zone. 2 balls and no strikes on Matt O'Neill, the Torrington Titans left fielder, batting leadoff here in the top of the 3rd. His team trailing by 2 runs, fouls the 2-0 pitch to the screen, so a little bit of respect there for Perrault, not expecting he's going to get a walk anytime soon. He goes after the 2-0. Perrault misses, though, with the 2-1 fastball, and it's another hitter's count for Matt O'Neill. 3-1.
And we haven't seen any hitters counts for this Torrington team all night after the first 2 innings, and that's going to be ball 4. So walks have played a part in this game. 2 walks for Torrington, by Torrington pitching by McCullough in the previous inning, and then it leads to 2 runs. So Perrault hopes he doesn't have the same effect.
Did you get, you had four walks in the last inning?
McCullough only had 2, didn't he?
Ryan Sonberg.
He really
3 walks. He
3
walked
walks.
80. 3
80
walks.
also,
So we've
right.
had 4 walks over the last
we
concession.
jinxed them.
Yep.
They were throwing nothing but strikes to begin the game. That's a fastball
Yeah, there's no doubt about
over
that
the
pitch.
inside corner.
No
I think
doubt
the gun
about
missed
it.
that one. That said 81. I think it was a little bit more than that.
The gun's been a little off all year.
Ryan Sonberg is the shortstop for Torrington.
Oh,
Gets
nice
a piece of it, but he's down in the count 0-2. In and out on the corners, Peralt. On $1 beer night here at historic Holman Stadium on the playoff game.
Look at the
It's a
again. Look at that
terrific
crowd. They're all here. I mean, the crowd is. If you wonder where the crowd is, it's a big crowd in the stands, but it's almost an even bigger crowd in the concession line. Tim O'Neill, can you take another quick look at that?
He's all baseball right now, and I don't blame him because this is a duel right here. 1-2 pitch on the way. It's going to miss up high.
Ball slipped out of Peralt's hand. Did you see that? He tried to take something off it, and the ball slipped out of his hand.
Busy over there.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That's all people. All
I
the
think
way
we're
to
going to
those
have to put the commish to
tables.
work over there. Oh,
Ooh.
he dances out of the way. That's one of those young reflexes things, Tom, that amazes me. How did he get away from that fastball?
Well, I don't know, but I don't know why Peralt felt that he had to tie him up that way. The fastball on the outer part of the plate has worked for him all night long. He's now behind in the count, 3-2.
That's amazing. And he was able to avoid getting hit by that fastball. 3-2 pitch is going to be a throw to first instead.
So this is dangerous territory for Eric Peralt. He needs to take care of Sonberg, the number 8 hitter. You don't want to walk 7 and 8 to start an inning.
Late swing fouled over the concession stand.
And I'll tell you what, I don't think that Sonberg is going to swing at a bad pitch. So you're going to have to put the ball over the plate.
Yes. That ball came down right where about I met George the Animal Steele.
Over there?
Yeah. It was a performance ground for many an act. And high fly ball center field is going to be
Jacobs
deep
is on his horse. He's going to go over his head.
Is going to catch the
Oh,
ball.
my.
Going away from home plate. Jacobs
They have a
makes the catch.
shot. They're going to get it. They're going to get it.
Double
Wow.
play for the Nashua Silver Knights. Sean Lyons, the left fielder for Nashua, is going to go out and give a big high five to Jacobs, who fooled everybody in the ballpark.
Unbelievable.
Thinking that was going to be way over his head.
Well, I think the
And he
ball.
Willie
I
Mays
think
it.
the ball fooled Jacobs, and he just knew he didn't have as good a jump, and the ball carried. The wind is actually blowing in.
My papers can
Exactly.
attest to that.
But he was on his horse with that kind of speed. Wow.
That was like watching, what was that Frisbee dog that we had here one night? And he was running down the Frisbees that kind of spun back toward the thrower. And just a terrific play. Jacobs never giving up on it. On a dead sprint, ran it down. And the base runner, who was guessing it was going to be rattling around out there trying to score from first, Matt O'Neill, was on the wrong side of second base when Jacobs made that catch, and he was unable to get back to first base in time as Logan Gillis gunned him down with about 3 steps to spare. So the most thrilling double play that you'll ever want to see here at Holman Stadium. You saw it all on Nashua ETV.
You know, I tell you, this team has been the right blend of pitching, hitting, and defense all season long. It is the prototype for it. It really is. And now walking a number 9 hitter, a 143 hitter. Why?
It
Why?
hasn't been a good inning for Eric Peralt.
Why? I mean, why not just come at these hitters? You know.
Were it not for that play by Jacobs and Gillis, he'd be in big trouble right now.
He would be in big trouble right
walk,
now. And Mike Chambers knows it, and he's going to go out there and try to talk to Peralt and see what is bothering him, because he's definitely not the same pitcher we saw the first 2 innings.
Should we give some credit at this point to the Torrington hitters? They are a playoff team.
They're waiting out Peralt, but at the same time, Peralt wasn't throwing any bad pitches to these hitters the first 2 innings. They were swinging at strikes, John.
Yeah.
They're not swinging at pitches that are out of the strike zone, and Peralt is throwing a few. You've got Chamberlain up there, who's a 143 DH hitting ninth. That's not a guy you want to put on base.
Now, Rich Grafe saw one pitch at the beginning of the game. The center fielder for Torrington, he blooped out to the shortstop. This time he'll just take a pitch, and it's right down the middle for strike one. Grafe batting with 2 outs and a teammate aboard at first base here in the 3rd inning.
If I had to take a guess, seeing what I've watched here, Peralt is having trouble in this inning getting his off-speed pitches over the plate, and he's trying to overcompensate with the fastball and is overthrowing it. That's what it looks like to me right now.
The 1-1 on the way.
He didn't overthrow that one.
Yeah.
You know?
Great location on that
but
fastball.
that is what he's going to have to do, evidently, if he's lost his curveball suddenly. He doesn't rely on it too much. I mean, it's more of a slider than it is, an off-speed pitch, but still, he needs to get that over. Otherwise, it's fastball all the time. And see, there's a case right there where he overthrew it, and it's outside for a 2-2 count.
Rich Grafe plays his ball at UMass Amherst. Curveball top toward first. Sanborn's going to glove it, a step into foul territory, and it will stay 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And when he tries to throw that curve or that eephus pitch, it almost looks like an eephus pitch. It comes in high and it does not hit the strike zone. Grafe is on him. He was on him to get contact, soft contact, but contact the other way his first time up. I expect him to try to go the other way as well this time. Doesn't get it.
He chased out of the zone. The high fastball became Eric Peralt's friend on that pitch, and he gets Grafe swinging. It was an adventurous inning for Eric Peralt and his adventuresome inning for the Nashua Silver Knights, highlighted by that double play, fly ball out to center, and cutting down the runner at first base. Terrific job by the Silver Knights defense to keep Torrington scoreless as we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. 2-0, Nashua leads this championship series opening game, a best-of-3 playoffs. The Silver Knights putting their ace pitcher, Eric Peralt, on the mound to begin the series. As we watch the between innings entertainment, at first base getting the brush off.
Ladies and gentlemen, this in-between inning promotion is brought to you by Nashua Dentistry. Nashua Dentistry and Orthodontics for Children makes dental visits fun for even their youngest patients. Visit Dr. Watman, Dr. Cofield, and Dr. Vett at www.nashuatoothdocs.com for a complete list of pediatric dental services offered at the facility.
It'll be Logan Gillis, Matt Jacobs, and Mark Sanborn to bat here in the bottom of the 3rd inning for the Nashua Silver Knights. Gillis, who picked up the trophy for the top batting average in the league before the game. Logan Gillis of Merrimack, New Hampshire, who batted .376, lined out hard to the center fielder his first time up. McCullough comes over the top and misses with the fastball low for ball 1. Beautiful night for baseball here at Holman Stadium. John Collins with Tom King. Tim O'Neill on camera. Our executive producer Pete Johnson here also. McCullough misses inside with the fastball, and Gillis is ahead in the count. 2 balls and no strikes. Reno.
Doesn't look like McCullough is getting that low pitch over for strikes. He had that count the first inning and then lost it in the 2nd inning, and now he hasn't gotten it back. Ooh, I don't know about that one. That was way off the plate, I thought.
I do know about that one, and you are correct. It was way off the plate.
Way off the plate.
So Gillis
could have been a makeup call for that previous pitch.
Top foul. It one stayed up and in. I'm not sure if that was a strike either.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was over. Yeah. I think it had the inside corner. I think the fact that that pitch was, previous pitch was a ball, a strike way outside, forces Gillis to swing. That was inside.
So Gillis does take a walk to lead off the inning here in the bottom of the third. And here comes Matt Jacobs to the plate, who popped up to the first baseman on a terrific play by Andrew Spleth to rob him on a foul ball over the fence for what was the third out of the opening inning for the Silver Knights. So Jacobs trying to generate a rally here. As Gillis with a big lead already before his teammates even in the box.
13 stolen bases with a 2-0 lead, and leadoff man at first. Gillis is definitely a threat to run.
Still working quickly even with the runner aboard. McCullough throws low and inside for ball 1 to Jacobs. Quick throw to first. Gillis diving headfirst back into the bag. Pitch is fouled back. 1-1 will be the count. Sanborn on deck, nobody out. We're in the bottom of the third inning here at historic Holman Stadium. A terrific turnout for game 1 of this best-of-3 championship series. The home Nashua Silver Knights against the Torrington
I think
Titans.
the 9th inning of that line would still be there in the concession stand. I think
it's the best deal
I think it'll
in New England right now.
I think it'll still be there. Oh, my goodness.
The 2-1 stays up and in. It's 3 balls and 1 strike to the dangerous Matt Jacobs. We have seen a 2-run triple in this game by Kyle 80, the big blow by the Nashua right fielder. Jacobs, the center fielder, the defensive gem of the game, backs away from ball 4, and it's a couple of walks to begin
the mere inning. 2 walks
inning.
To start the second and two walks to start the third from McCullough. Boy,
5 total in the game.
And this is a guy who just did not walk people during the regular season.
So a case of maybe trying to be too fine to these fine Nashua hitters. Mark Sanborn being one of them. Sanborn drew the first of the 5 walks.
Gavin McCullough pitched 50 2/3 innings,
From Hopkinton, Massachusetts, number 35,
and he walked 19.
Sanborn.
So he's not used to this.
Mark Sanborn, who lives in the home of the starting line of the Boston Marathon in Hopkinton. Ground ball hopping to the shortstop, to second for 1, to first in time for the double play. Nicely done by the Torrington middle infielders, Ryan Somberg and Josh Band. 6-4-3, just like that. The big rally goes from first and second and nobody out to a man on third with 2 outs.
Sanborn's mistake in that count was he swung at the first pitch. I think you got to let McCullough try to work things out and make him work some more.
Katsarubis looks at a fastball outside. He walked and scored in that 2-run second inning. The Silver Knights third baseman awaiting the 1-0 pitch.
So another runner at third base with 2 out. And a 2-0 count.
That's Logan Gillis. The pitcher is going from the windup, even with the speedy Gillis at third. Pop up right side. It is playable for the right fielder, but he's got a long run and makes the catch in foul territory. Nicely done by Cole Harrison for the third out of the inning. So the Silver Knights threaten, but they do not score in the bottom of the third.
Special presentation. On Monday, June 6, 2011, the Futures League, UMass Lowell, the community of Lowell, and the Keenan family experienced a terrible loss when Adam Keenan suddenly passed away. Throughout his life,
The
Adam's
Sportsmanship
character and
Award is
passion for
being
baseball
given
found
out.
every
Is
baseball
being
coach
given out in
and
honor of
player.
Adam Keenan, the
His unbridled drive and
baseball player who
determination
played
both
for
on and off the
Seacoast,
field are traits that
who
every
passed
young
away
baseball player should
tragically
follow. His
of
constant enthusiasm for
collapsed
baseball was
during a
matched
workout,
only by a
one of
smile
the
that
first
never left
workouts
his
of the
face.
year.
Words simply cannot describe the type of person that Adam was.
And you
He was
see
one of
on the
those
far
people
He's a
right,
UMass Lowell player,
He's
so you're going to
never
see
done justice for the people that have been
some of his
touched by
UMass Lowell
character,
teammates
both on and off
from the
field.
Silver Knights out here for this
Adam was
award.
an exceptional teammate, a tremendous person, a loyal friend, and a loving brother and son. In his honor, the FCBL has instituted the Adam Keenan Memorial Sportsmanship and Scholarship Award, which will be presented annually to the player who best exemplifies the quality.
Let's see who
and
won it. I don't
traits
know
that
who
made
won
Adam
it.
So special.
I believe it might be
In
a
addition to the
Seacoast
award,
player.
A scholarship will be awarded to the recipient each year. Please welcome FCBL Commissioner Chris Hall, the Keenan family, Adam's parents, Mike and Audrey, and his sister Christine, Seacoast Mavericks owner Dave Hoyt, UMass Lowell head baseball coach Ken Herring, and Mark Sanborn, Matt Jacobs, Jeff Fisher, and
Ken
James
Herring, the
Katsarubis, who are
UMass Lowell
Keenan
coach, is also
teammates
here
at
for
UMass
this.
Lowell. Please also welcome the 2011 recipient of the Adam Keenan Memorial Sportsmanship and Scholarship Award from the Seacoast Mavericks and
Yep.
the University of Notre Dame, Cohasset, Massachusetts native, Tommy Chase.
Tommy Chase from the Seacoast Mavericks. He goes to the University of Notre Dame.
Ladies and gentlemen, the plaque
Wins the
reads as
first
follows.
Adam Keenan
Adam Keenan
Memorial Sportsmanship and Scholarship
2011,
Award.
Tommy Chase. This award is bestowed upon a player who exemplifies the outstanding attitude, character, and sportsmanship that is synonymous with
Very
Adam
emotional
Keenan's legacy, both on
night.
and off the field. This award is presented by
Donnelly
the Keenan
Loza, the
family
mayor
and
out there.
FCBL and Commissioner Chris Hall.
And of course, this was a loss not just for the Seacoast team, but for nearby UMass Lowell and for the players.
Mark Sanborn,
As you
of
can
course, a
see, Mark
teammate.
Sanborn. All these four players, Sanborn, Jeff Fisher, James Katsarubis, and Matt Jacobs, all were Keenan's teammates with UMass Lowell.
On behalf of everybody here with the FCBL and the Nashua Silver Knights, we would like to thank the Keenan family for being a part of this special night, and we hope that everybody remembers Adam Keenan and his great legacy left behind.
So a very poignant award,
Yeah, that was pretty emotional stuff.
very emotional, very fitting.
Mrs. Keenan there and hugging the UMass Lowell players that were her son's teammates.
Yep.
Congratulations to Tommy Chase, who was also Adam's teammate on the Seacoast Club this summer.
And now those players go back out on the field and have to adjust their emotions to be able to play a baseball game. We've got 6 innings to go here at Holman. 2-0 to score in favor of the Nashua Silver Knights. Game 1 of the first Futures Collegiate League Championship Series.
The Titans will send Cole Harrison, Andrew Spleth, and Kyle Murphy to the plate here in the top of the 4th inning. Those 3 players struck out their first and only time up tonight against Eric Peralt, so they'll be trying to get a bat on the ball here.
And it'll be telling if they can time Peralt the second time up, and also try to see what Peralt throws and how he throws that fastball if he doesn't try to overthrow it.
Tell you what, Peralt's already impressive enough, but when you look at the score sheet, he's got 4 strikeouts, and those 4 strikeouts have all come against the top 4 batters in the order. 5 through 9 have made contact, 1 through 4 have struck out and floated one to the shortstop. So Peralt doubly and triply impressive here tonight. Thus far, he's got a slim 2-run lead to protect, however, and he did have a rocky 3rd inning in which he walked 2 and let up a distant fly ball.
You said it. Slim 2-run lead is right. Can't get any slimmer than it already is because they've had opportunities to add 2 more runs and they've escaped both chances.
Special promotions and updates about the team and the season.
This could be the final game of the season at Holman Stadium. If not,
Tom,
they'll
we can't see
play
the
a 3rd game
concession
on
stand
Saturday night. No, I
that's
know.
downstairs. We can see that one's busy. You can only imagine the one downstairs is just as busy. The advantage over here is you can watch the game.
Take a look in between innings.
Peralt rocks and delivers a high fastball to Cole Harrison.
No, there was nothing fast about that pitch.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was a changeup, wasn't it? 68 on the gun, according to the. And, Here comes the 1-0. He misses with
And
the
see,
fastball.
there we
inside.
go. He's not getting the
Yep.
off-speed stuff over, and he's overcompensating the fastball, which is what he wasn't doing. He should be going fastball first, I think, and then try to come back with the other stuff, because his fastball is overpowering these hitters.
And what is your credentials, having seen a million games? Is that it?
Well, I've seen enough of Peralt. And I also saw him those first 2 innings. He wasn't fooling anybody. He was blowing it by him.
Pretty much did blow that one by Harrison, even though he
Fouled it off.
got a
right.
piece of it. He fouled it back. 2-1. He kind of knew that fastball was coming, and still Peralt got it up there in pretty quick fashion. The 2-1 misses. 3-1. Hello, Mayor Lozo. She walks by. Busy tonight.
Yep.
Throwing out the first pitch in between inning ceremonies. There's a strike. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Cole Harrison is leading off here in the top of the 4th inning. He calls timeout as he saw Peralt was ready to rock and roll with the payoff pitch. 2-0. Nashua Silver Knights leading this championship series best of 3 game 1. Fouled over the screen. Look out. Didn't hear it hit anything, but it looked like it was labeled for
I hope
the
my computer's still
stairway
there.
just to the right of the press box.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
We'll do the 3-2 again. A very pleasant early August evening here at historic Holman Stadium. Grounded, 2 cats Arumas sliding to his right. Sanborn makes a heroic effort to try to catch it and tag in midair, but speeding past him with an infield hit is Cole
That's
Harrison.
no infield hit. That's an E5. That throw, a good throw gets him. That's definitely an E5 all the way. I will be shocked if they give him a hit. That's E5. Yep, there it is, E5. So John's an infielder in his over 30 league, so he's very generous with these things.
You know,
Kazurumas makes a nice play, knocks it down, but he had plenty of time to make a good throw to first base, and he got too much on it because he hurried the throw.
You know, Tom, if you're sitting on the ground out there and you're seeing Cole Harrison, the 2 hitters speeding down the line, I question whether he had plenty of time.
He had time, John. Good throw gets
he
him.
did have time, though. Pop up, right field. Look out the concession stand. Look out the bullpen. Sanborn almost makes a basket catch at the waist, but it goes off the glove. Wow, that almost took out about 10 beers in the concession stand area. Sanborn, nice effort. He had a long way to go and a lot of traffic to contend with.
But you know what?
Are you going to say it again?
Should have made the catch.
Should
have made the catch.
You know, you're right. You know, that's one you want to catch above your head, too.
He decided to go for the basket catch, and the ball bounced off his glove.
Yeah.
That gives Spleth a little bit of life, a 1-1 count, and a runner at first base who probably shouldn't be there. There should be 2 outs and nobody on right now.
The 1-1. Curveball hits the outside corner.
There's
for
the
strike
off
2.
speed that gets over. So now the more Eric Peralt can do that, the more effective he's going to be. But right now, he's got to forget about the fact that he should have nobody on base and 2 outs. He should be looking to see what he can do to get out number 1, or maybe he get a double play.
Foul back of the screen. That got a flinch out of Tom.
Sure
it was
did.
sort of labeled for this area, but it just hit the top of the netting. It stays at 1-2. Andrew Spleth is a first baseman. He's made a terrific defensive play in this game. The mascot would have made that play. All you would have
I think the mascot would have. Why not?
Nashua Silver Knights mascot up in the booth with us. There's another one right over the screen to our right. This one's going to come back down and making the 1 bounce catch. A fan to our right.
There you see a shot of the crowd here at Holman. Good crowd on hand tonight for a playoff game, which team had some advance notice for it, but still, a week ago this wasn't set in stone, so you didn't have your ticket for this game because it didn't exist. So this is a great job by both the fans to respond and the Silver Knights to promote it.
Tell you what, Andrew Spleth is putting on a tough at bat right here, Tom. He's fouled off a lot of difficult pitches, and now he takes one in dirt. The 2-2
well,
almost
there
hits
it
him,
is.
and the runner will get to second base.
Peralt overthrowing the fastball, trying to get the strikeout and throw it by Spleth, and time up inside, ends up with a wild pitch.
It goes as a wild pitch, and down to second base goes Cole Harrison into scoring position.
And another 3-2 count.
Nobody out here in the top of the 4th inning. 2-0. The Silver
So
Knights.
this is not a
lead.
Torrington team that hits the ball very well. So you don't want to give them anything. Anything that they've gotten on base, they've gotten by virtue of mistakes by Nashua, walks by Peralt, or the error. And of course, we've got Jacobs with a great defensive play.
The 3-2 pitch taken for a ball low.
And now you got
Spleth
trouble.
is aboard. 2 walks to begin the inning. That one was hard fought. And of course, Peralt just didn't give it away, but he continues to struggle. 2 walks to begin the 4th inning. Nobody out. And Kyle Murphy, the third baseman, the batter. He struck out his first time.
Well, it's not 2 walks to begin the 4th. The first batter reached on an error. So you've got an error and a
excuse me,
walk.
yep. E5.
And the infield in at the corners. And expecting the bunt to set up the tying runs, and it's ball 1. The cleanup hitter, that's how weak hitting Torrington is. Their cleanup hitter can bunt. Kyle Murphy doesn't bunt that time.
Pop up. It's behind the infield. Logan Gillis is going to call for it. It is the infield fly rule. The batter was called out even before the catch, so that you can't just drop it and create a double play. And so that is the first out of the inning.
You've got a cleanup hitter, Murphy, with 205 during the year. He only had 1 homer and 18 RBIs, so he has nothing to lose by bunting. Peralt gets the pop-up, and now he's got Josh David to contend with. David flew to left his first time up. Not Josh David, I can't read my own writing. Josh Band.
First
Band
pitch
is one of the
swing, he's
better
going to pop
hitters.
it up. Katsarubis has a beat on it
There
and
it
makes
is.
the play.
Wow. Because you're talking about one of their better hitters right there in Band.
So
296 from what I can see here.
from 2 on and no out to 2 on and 2 out now on a couple of pop-ups induced by Eric Peralt. And Matt Plord, who grounded out to third,
Catcher, number 7.
will be the
Ryan
batter.
Ford.
Ryan Plord, excuse me.
They had one of their better players, their starting shortstop, leave. He went to the University of Pacific. He had to go back home to California. So he left. That was their only 300 hitter.
Plord listed as a catcher. He is the catcher. Foul tipped into the mitt, and it's a 1-1 count on Plord, the Torrington Titans catcher.
Plord on the year 198, so we're not talking about another hitter here. He's only driven in 7 runs.
And Peralt
Just fastball him to death.
sensing a way out of the inning.
Doesn't do it and lives dangerously with that curve that hung over the outer part of the plate. It
Up in
fouled
the
away,
zone, yeah.
up in the zone. I just think, you know what? Go with the heat. 198. The reason he's 198 is he can't catch up to the fastball. He can't time the curveball, but he can't catch up to the fastball is the big thing. At least he hasn't been able to this summer.
Strike
there it
3
is.
called.
Good job by Peralt. Goes with the heat.
Peralt
last
with a
3 hitters.
much-needed strikeout, his first strikeout in about 10 or 12 batters, puts away Ryan Plord to get out of a jam there. It was 2 on and nobody out, 2 pop-ups and a strikeout, and it remains a 2-0 Nashua Silver Knights lead as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning at historic Holman Stadium.
Get up and make some noise.
Frisbees are flying here at
Oh, you've even got the
historic
players in
Holman
a championship series throwing things to the crowd. So that's one of the things that I noticed about this ball club during the course of the summer, once the weather got better and more fans and more kids came out, is these players took to the entertainment part. They did their part to help. You know, because you have to understand, John, we did a lot of pride games over the years, and the players were bitter sometimes. A lot of fans didn't come out. These players here mostly Northeast college players. They play in front of 50 people, maybe 15 people at some of their games.
Yeah.
They're not used to looking up in the stands and seeing 1,000 people here.
They're grateful for 50, 100, 500 people.
They're like, wow, you know?
Yeah.
So that's the difference that you see here, and that's why one of the reasons why this has been such a good fit here for the city of Nashua.
Hey fans, Matt Jacobs here, Rob Mo Benedict, and Logan Gillis. And we have realized that there's more to life than having ridiculously good hair. So drink up and have some fun. But remember, you drink, you drive, you lose. Hey fans.
It'll be John Putris followed by Kyle Neverman and Kyle 80. A 2-Kyle inning for the Nashua Silver Knights. But first, it's John Putris to lead off. John reached on a fielder's choice, an attempted sacrifice bunt his first time up, and then he scored on the 2-run triple by Neverman back in the second inning. We're in the bottom of the fourth, 2-0. Nashua Silver Knights lead it. And just missing, getting hit by that pitch, spinning out of the way of it was Putris. Gavin McCulloch has had control problems since early on in the game.
But Nashua hasn't been able to take advantage of it as much as they probably would have liked.
Ground ball, a step to the shortstop's right, off his chest and not in time. It will go as an E6 against Ryan Somborg.
Really? You're gonna give him an error?
I'm going to step out on that limb.
With 80 and Lions due up 8-9, I don't know if I'd want Neverman to bunt here. He's a guy who tripled in 2 runs his first time up.
Kyle Neverman rocked a triple to right center his first time up. Well, that was 80, excuse me, wasn't it?
No, it was Neverman.
It was Neverman.
Yeah, I don't know. I said, I don't know if I'd want Neverman to bunt since he drove in 2 runs with a triple his first time up. He's got power.
Yeah. Got my Kyle's mixed up.
I'd probably rather have Putris run than see Neverman drop a square to bunt. Neverman already ahead in the count 2-0. You probably can be sure he won't be bunting in this situation now that he is ahead in the count. So you're on a cool night, cool August night at Holman Stadium. I'd like it about 10 degrees warmer.
Yeah.
I'd take it 10 degrees warmer. Still summertime.
Tell you what, McCulloch came dangerously close to that triple slot, the outer third at about the thigh high there. You missed low. It's 3-0.
I wouldn't give the green light to Neverman here either. I'd make McCulloch pitch, and he does, and it's a walk, and now Nashua's in the same boat. They've had first and second, nobody out the third inning in a row here at Holman Stadium.
So 80 is aboard, and that pushes Putris down at second base. 2 out, 2 on, and nobody out.
Massachusetts number 5, Kyle 80.
All right, you've got Putris who can run, Neverman who can run. Want to try it? Double steal? Or do you have 80 lay it down for Lions?
Let me see what kind of attention they're paying.
They're going to lay down the bunt, and they're going to have...
One play is the first.
Yeah, and it's wide. A run's going to score.
It's going to bounce off the fence over there. That's a live ball. 1 run is in. They're going to hold up the runner at third.
E1, and it's 3-0. You know, Mike Chambers is a prophet. He said to me early in the week, he said, you know, we've got to get good at-bats against McCulloch. We have to make him work. And a good at-bat, he said, you get a walk, you get an error, and who knows what can happen. Well, we just saw 2 walks and a triple, and then we saw a walk and an error, and another error, and another run.
So Kyle 80, who was giving himself up right there for a sacrifice, ends up on second base. And there are no outs here in the 4th inning. 2 men in scoring position, 3 runs already in. And Sean Lyons, the batter, looks at a fastball up and away, ball 1. First base is empty, but on deck awaiting McCulloch are the top of the order, Rob Benedict and Logan Gillis, so no bargain. He wants to get an out here. And so that means Lyons is likely to see a pitch to hit. Ground ball off the back heel of the pitcher. He's going to come home with it. The tag is good for the out.
What a great play by McCulloch. On the ground, but he's hurt.
I think that hit the bone of his ankle,
Yep,
folks.
he's hurt, and he knows that he's really, really took it hard. I would be surprised if he can't pitch the rest of this game. He took a shot, but he still had this presence of mind to pick the ball up
look at
and
that, Tom.
throw. Look at him. He's going to get right back up.
He grabbed that glove.
He
said,
did.
I don't think
He did.
You said he's going to come out? He says, give me that glove.
Yep.
Whoa. He is in pain. You know, that's the amazing thing about the human body, the adrenaline that kicked in there. He just made the play. He stuck his foot into harm's way. I think he did it deliberately. It wasn't just an accident.
I don't know about that. Did you see that warm-up pitch? It sails over the catcher's head.
That's adrenaline.
Yeah, and
he's going to be okay.
No, but he's walking off that mound in pain after he threw it. No.
I'd be worried if he bounced it at 50 feet.
He's fighting it.
When you throw it off the backstop, you got the juice to finish.
He's fighting it. I don't know, John. Can he plant those feet? No, that time he did. All right. They're going to give him a couple more. If I were them, I'd give him a couple more to see how he plants his feet. As we intently watch his
You're
warm-up
not going to
pitches.
knock Monkey Boy out of the game with one blow, and you're not going to knock Gavin McCullough
Did
out
Monkey
of the
Boy come back after that? I'm not
championship.
sure if he came back and performed after that. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not questioning. I mean, I just don't know. I just don't know.
Well, I thought I interpreted what you said, that he trotted off the field. He got up and trotted off the field.
He got up and ran off the field.
The question is, did he come back on the field?
That's the question, right. He got off and waved to the fans and ran off the field after a few moments of hesitation. Well, from what I see after those 3 pitches, I'd let him go. And they're gonna. Greg Hunt is going to let him go.
Either of our 2 concession stands, either down the right field line or behind home plate in the main gate.
Question is, after an inning in the dugout, will he be able to come back out? So
that was a big play, Tom. He stopped what would have been a 2-run single
up
from
the
getting
middle,
into
right?
Center field, and he got an out at home.
Right.
He cut down a runner at the plate. So they're only a double play ball away out of getting out of this inning with no more damage, which would be huge for Torrington.
But you know what? This is what I squeeze. They had a chance to do it earlier, didn't do it.
Benedict takes a fastball up and in, and it's ball 1.
I wonder if Chambers is going to call for it.
Rob is grounded out in 2 trips tonight. Once to the pitcher and once to the second base.
Squeeze in a run. Can they pull it off? No, not that time.
Up and in the fastball, the changeup.
You know, because his pitches have been up since all his warm-up pitches were up, even though those last 4 were lower than the first 2.
Tom,
be tough to bunt.
No squeeze and no sacrifice. Just rip this pitch to left center.
And he
he goes to right field.
Yep.
Base hit, a run scores. Stopping at second.
Oh, almost had him off.
Yeah, if that throw came directly to second base,
he
might
was
have been
dead double.
trouble.
Yep.
But a nice RBI single solidly struck to the opposite field by Rob Benedict to plate the 4th run of the game. Nashua leads it 4-0 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And the league's leading hitter, Logan Gillis, coming to the plate, is lined hard out to center field and has walked.
From Merrimack, New Hampshire, number 1, Logan Gillis.
So 80, who had sacrificed and got to second on a throwing error, scores. Sean Lyons, who reached on a fielder's choice, stops at second base. Rob Benedict is at first. Still only 1 out, still rally territory for the Nashua Silver Knights with their leading hitter at the plate. Things are looking good for the home crowd, and they are into this game at Holman Stadium.
I think they're into the concession stand.
Pop-up, foul territory, and plenty
Playable.
of it for the third baseman who makes the catch. Nice play over there by the Titans. Third sacker, Kyle Murphy.
Uncharacteristic of Logan Gillis, doesn't hit the ball hard. He usually hits it hard almost every time up. So that'll bring up Jacobs, who's walked and popped to first. With a chance to drive in a run. 4-0 to score. 4-0 to score in favor of Nashua. Here in the Game 1 of a best 2 out of 3 finals. First ever finals of the Futures Collegiate Baseball League. I'm Tom Cagle. I'm with John Collins here at a chilly but crowded Holman Stadium today.
Just chuckling when you said chilly. We have high standards now.
Hey, it is. I see some people with
Still in New
sweatshirts
Hampshire,
on,
you know what I mean?
jackets. You know what I mean? People. There's a guy in the first row putting his jacket on.
there is.
All right. Now tell
Oh
me.
my
Now tell me
gosh.
it's not cold out there.
What is that?
Tell me it's chilly out there. That's what that is.
It's 70-something degrees in New Hampshire. You can't
I
call it chilly.
bet it's not 70 during this game right now.
It's got to be in the 60s before you saw saying chilly.
I bet it's in the 60s out there, John Collins. I'm chilly up here.
Hard
And he
hit to
does it.
center. It's going to squeeze its way through. Base hit. Scoring from second base. Sean Lyons with the 5th run of the game.
Wow, tough night for Torrington.
Matt Jacobs with
You've
an
got to
RBI.
figure with 5 runs on the docket for Eric Peralt that he will be able to get the job done. And they're
Benedict stops at second.
looking for more with Mark Sanborn up.
35, Mark Sanborn.
Sanborn has walked and hit into a 6-4-3 double play. Checks his swing on a high fastball. He was looking first pitch fastball. He got it, but it was up in the zone. It is exactly 70 degrees. So you were right, and I was right. It's right on the border.
It'll be below 70 by the time this game is into the 6th inning.
And then I'll go with your chili. Pop up.
No.
Catch.
See. Pete Johnson, our executive producer, is giving you the degrees that he has probably on an internet reading somewhere, right?
Oh.
Right, okay. This stadium was built 10 feet below ground. It is always colder in this stadium than it is outside when the temperature starts to drop.
What is that theory all about?
That theory is from somebody who's covered games here for 25 years.
We're in a press box, though. We're up. We're elevated.
This was built on a swampland. Am I right, Pete? You got that off the internet, right? Right. This is a different world here. Holman Stadium, and Tim O'Neill knows this. It's in a world all to itself.
But also on the internet, it says if more than 1,000 people gather in one place, the temperature goes up 2 degrees.
Yeah, the internet didn't tell you that the guy in the front row put his jacket on, did it? Yeah. As soon as I said chilly. It's all the proof you need. 1 and 2 is the count on Sanborn. 5-0 Nashua now with the lead.
Actually,
bottom 4th inning.
I just made up that whole 2-degree thing. So don't put it on Wikipedia someplace. Sanborn battling here, looking for an RBI opportunity against Gavin McCullough, and he backs away from shoulder-high fastball. It's 2-2.
Well, since he's been hurt, McCullough has given up 2 singles. Really hard hit. One hard hit up the middle, the other one cue shot to right field, and then a pop out.
Nice
and
job.
that time a strikeout as he gets the big guy to go for the off speed and ends the inning. But
McCullough.
But
Yep.
Nashua comes up with 3 runs on. There were 2 hits, but more telling, there were 2 Torrington errors.
8 batters came to the plate in that inning. So 8-batter inning is usually good for the offense, and it was for the Nashua Silver Knights, who plate 3 runners to take a commanding 5-0 lead here, more than halfway through this one. We're going to the top of the 6th inning as we watch, looks like water balloon wiffle ball batting here. And imagine you score points by bursting the balloon bubbles. One of the kids just actually got hit by a pitch. Hit by a balloon.
So let's see who the winner is going to be. And it looks like Maddie and Alex are the winners tonight. Thank you guys for playing. How about another big round of applause, folks?
Fans, the Nashua Silver Knights would like to thank the Nashua Police Department along with Pride Star EMS for giving us
If you
the
just
stage
joined
to
us
play
here,
each
we
night.
are at
Let's give a big
historic
round of
Holman
applause
Stadium
to the
in
Nashua
Nashua, New
Police
Hampshire on
Department, Pride
Nashua's
Star EMS, for
ETV,
letting us enjoy this great Thursday
broadcasting
night.
the opening game of the first ever Futures Collegiate Baseball League Championship Series hosted at Holman Stadium. It's a game one of a best of three, and the Nashua Silver Knights jumping out to a commanding 5-0 lead here early. I'm John Collins along with Tom King. Tim O'Neill handling our camera. Our executive producer Pete Johnson is here as well.
Left fielder, number 13, Matt O'Neill.
This has been a real treat to cover these games at Holman Stadium during the summertime. Nice bridge to the fall sports schedule that we look forward to bringing you here in Nashua. Just around the corner, actually. Eric Peralt, who's been brilliant all season for the Silver Knights, and again so tonight, has struggled a little bit, but you look at the scoreboard, 0 in the runs column as he works to the leadoff batter for the Torrington Titans here in the top of the 6th inning. Blooped. Foul territory. Sanborn's going to make the diving try just off the edge of his glove. Mark Sanborn has come oh so close to a couple of pop-ups. Nothing easy, though. Everything's been out of the easy range. He's had to run great distances in short periods of time to try to make these catches, and he's a little down right now, but the bottom line is Peralt's making it very difficult for any of these Torrington hitters to square anything up, and that will produce pop-ups like that one. Foul tipped into the mitt. For strike 2, Matt O'Neill batting here in the top of the 5th inning. I misspoke by saying 6th. It's top of the 5th inning. Strike 3 called right over the outside corner. A beautiful pitch there by Peralt, who seems to have zeroed right in. You want to grab a headset? Chris Hall, the league commissioner. I was joking a little while ago, Chris, that you might want to join in at the concession stand over there. They look like they could use some help.
You know, we didn't have too many nights with the Pride that we had the stands. The concession stands back that much. So
now we can't see the one downstairs, but I imagine it's just as busy.
Down past the merchandise stand. So they're doing great. They're doing great.
Behind home plate. Fastball on the outside corner. Eric Peralt, the pitcher of the year. You handed out the trophy. You've got to just be thrilled about what you see tonight on a lot of different levels.
Oh, so many different levels. On the baseball side, you know, you've got a kid like Peralt.
Strike 3 called. 2 batters caught looking here to begin the 5th inning. 2 outs.
You got a kid like Peralt who, you know, is a relief pitcher at a small Division III school here in New England. He's a 6'4" left-handed pitcher. You know, during scout day the other day, he was 88 to 92 miles an hour with a great changeup, good curveball, and showing a lot of. I'll tell you one thing: there wasn't one scout there that didn't take his name down and his number and all his information, or call me that day about the background on him. He really showed himself real well, and that's what we're about. We want to give those kids that opportunity to get to the next level.
Evan Chamberlain swings over the top of that fastball, and Peralt on cue is threatening to strike out the side here in the top of the 5th. Hard hit to left. Sean Lyons back a few steps to his left, makes the play. 3 up, 3 down in the 5th inning for the Torrington Titans. So Nashua still leads it 5-0. Chris Hall, the commissioner of the Futures Collegiate Baseball League, is with us. The format of the championship series, was that easy to figure out or difficult? He smiled. It must have been difficult to figure it out.
No, pretty easy when you only have a 4-team league.
4-team league. But as far as like, it's a drive, of course, from Nashua to Torrington.
Right.
And you decided it's going to be 1-1, right?
Yeah, that's. Yeah, it's only a 3-hour trip, so it's not too bad.
Right.
You know, so if whoever wins tonight, tomorrow night, there's a chance for someone to win it there tomorrow night. Otherwise, we'll come back here on Saturday.
On Saturday. Right, and the forecast looks pretty decent. Maybe a little bit of storm activity, but nothing that would threaten to cancel the game.
No, this is a perfect weekend for the FCBL for baseball weather so far, from what I've seen. We had a little stretch there, which hurt attendance for a lot of teams. You know, we had to cancel a lot of games early. They ended up having a lot of doubleheaders. The rain really hurt us back in June, but I'll tell you, the last couple of weeks have been great. The attendance has been climbing for every team. Nashua, especially, I mean, they've been averaging over 1,000 people per night, really, for I think the last 5-6 games that they've had. I mean, this unbelievable job they've done here. They really have.
You've got a unique perspective as somebody that worked here with the Pride and the older professional players. These are the younger guys. They're kind of awestruck when they get this many people to come watch them play baseball. But these are good, talented players. They should be proud of it. What have they done? Is it like tremendous word of mouth? Is it the affordable prices, or what have they done to get a crowd like this?
I guess the question is, what haven't they done?
Okay.
I mean, they've in a short period of time. They've done the entertainment, first of all, the music, everything that they do is first class. They don't worry about the baseball side of it, which probably when I was here, one of my biggest downfalls was worrying about the baseball side of it too much. But it's hard not to, because we run a pro team, independent style.
James Katsarubis, a sky-high pop-up near the backstop. It's going to hit the backing of a chair in the first row and bounce back onto the field. So, you had Butch Hobson as a manager. These guys were big-time personalities, and you can't just take that lightly. I can totally understand that.
Yeah, you're always worried. There's injuries you have to worry about. The salary cap, you have to worry about all this other stuff.
Salary cap.
The Spinners worry about this right here.
Yeah.
Putting people in the seats, entertaining fans, making sure, dollar draft night, promotions. Everything they do is great. I mean, and a lot of people in our league are learning from them, which is great. They're a great asset to everybody in the league. The stadium obviously is first class. A little much different than if you go to Martha's Vineyard, which is a high school field that's made up to, but they still had 1,000 people the last couple nights too. So it's great, and that's the neat thing about our league. Every place is a little bit different.
James Katsarubis, the Nashua Silver Knights' third baseman, he gets the leadoff duty here in the bottom of the fifth, and he is taken to a 1-2 count against Gavin McCullough. Chopped at the plate. Is it fair or foul? It's a foul ball. We'll come back and do the 1-2 pitch again. Katsarubis, the only batter in Nashua's lineup who didn't come to the plate in that 3-run fourth inning. The league is 4 teams. You mentioned it was pretty easy to decide, like, our 2 teams make the playoffs, and here they are playing off right here, Torrington and Nashua. There is a league expansion plan in the works, though, is there not?
Yes, we've already announced our 5th team, which is going to be the Wachusett Dirt Dogs, playing out of Leominster, Fitchburg area. And we're real excited about that owner coming to the league, a gentleman named John Moore. Yeah, Dirt Dogs. Yeah. And John Morrison is a true passion of the game that he has. Great guy in the community. He's run a company there for 20 years. Got 150 people working for him. So he's entrenched in the community, and that's going to be a huge asset to that team. He's already working hard with the mayor. And
what's the facility there, Chris?
It's they're actually going to do a lot of work. It just came out the other day. It's a place called Doyle Field. It's just an old field that needs a lot of work, to be honest with you. But they're talking about $100,000 worth of work to get that field ready to play for in our league.
Wow, that's a nice project. What that bat Katsarubis is putting on here is he making life very difficult for McCullough, the starter for Torrington. This is going to be a bloop to right. It's going to sink fast and get in there for a base hit, and Katsarubis is going to turn it into a hustle double. Great read by the Nashua third baseman. Excellent effort out there in right field by Cole Harrison. You can't fault him for taking a shot, but the ball ricocheted off of his body and trickled into foul territory, and that made it possible for Katsarubis to never slow down and make his way into second base with a leadoff double. So the leadoff man in scoring position for John Putras, the catcher for Nashua, who has scored both times he's come up tonight. He reached on a fielder's choice, he reached on an error, and his teammates batted him in twice to come all the way around to score. John Collins here with Chris Hall, the league commissioner. Ground ball up the middle, and it's the shortstop going to take the hop, throw to first, off the glove of the first baseman, Spleth, and that's going to allow a run to score in the back door. Andrew Spleth, who has made a terrific defensive play tonight, just with a mental lapse there on a pretty much a routine throw from Somberg, the shortstop. Somehow he took his eye off it. I don't know if he was thinking about maybe slinging one across the diamond there, Chris, but he took his eye off it, went off the glove, and it's for him, I'm sure he'd tell you, an egregious error to let the 6th run of the game score for Nashua, and still nobody out here in the 6th inning. So a little bit of nerves maybe getting bottom of the 5th, maybe a little bit of nerves in their first playoff game getting to the Torrington team here. They put up a number of errors here. sure this is probably not one of their best defensive efforts of the season.
You know, Torrington's had to travel quite a bit in this past week.
First pitch swinging, drilling it deep to right. Neverman, it's caught out there by Harrison. He falls down. Will they try to take 2 on the throw? No. It's a tag up and go to third for Putras. So Neverman flies out to deep right. He had a triple and a walk so far tonight. And that'll bring up Kyle 80. Or is it Sean Lyons? Am I down? Yes, Kyle 80 is the batter right now. So we're with it.
Now up, right fielder, number 5, Kyle 80.
I wanted to ask you, we were on the subject of expansion, Chris, and you look at a crowd like this tonight.
I wish every guy I've been talking to about expansion was here tonight.
Yeah. Is there a temptation to expand the schedule itself, like the number of games?
Absolutely, yeah. You can't go too long because you have to, these kids go back to school.
Oh, right,
okay?
Right.
So you have to be conscious of their schedule when they go back to school. But I think we can expand it by a week and probably get in, 25 to 27 home games, maybe something in that range. 50, 52 games or.
What was it this season?
It's 44-game league schedule.
So you 22 at home.
Yep. But the way the schedule laid out is they had opportunities because there were some days off during the year to play games. These guys started out a game with preseason. They played a game against Laconia in the NACBL, and our Martha's Vineyard team played a couple games against I think the New York Collegiate Baseball League, like Oneonta and the Utica Blue Sox. So they've, there's that opportunity as well, where you can play against other leagues.
Lyons goes down swinging for the second out of the inning. Lyons, who had 80, who had sacrificed and walked. That was his first official at bat then.
Now up, left fielder.
And Sean Lyons, who has struck out and reached on a fielder's choice to bat here, the 9th spot in the batting order, with 2 out and a man at third base in a 6-0 game. It's the Nashua Silver Knights.
As successful as the league has been operationally and with our ownership groups, you really have to look at.
Tough play off the glove of the second baseman. The 7th run of the game will score as Josh Band made a great effort, but just wasn't able to corral it, and Lyons reaches. Will score that one, an infield single and an RBI. 7-0. Nashua leads it.
These players really had to go through a lot. They saw each other a ton. We're very lucky we didn't have any bench brawls and things because, you're playing baseball, it's tough. These guys compete and they've seen each other quite a bit, so they act like gentlemen, okay? Number 2, they're seeing umpires all the time, and the same umpires, over and over again. So overall, it was a great success.
Benedict lines the first pitch into center field for a base hit. Benedict 2 for 4 on the evening, and Logan Gillis will come to the bat with a chance to continue the inning.
So, but they've also had to deal with a lot of travel.
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
And that's the great thing about expansion coming about. It's going to limit the travel a little bit.
Right.
If next year we're at 6 teams, hopefully, right? The best scenario would be at 8. Okay, but we'd be real happy at 6. And we've got a lot of things that we're working on, and we're hustling real hard. We've got a lot of people interested in what we're doing. So if we're at 6, we're real happy. Obviously, the great situation would be 8 because that really, spreads the schedule out a little bit. You're not seeing each other as much.
Yeah.
It limits the travel a little bit. So, as it grows, it's going to be much easier. But these guys, I have to thank the players more than anything else because they took a chance on us starting a league so late, number 1. Number 2, they played their hearts out. Number 3, they had to deal with some serious travel. Going back and forth from the ferry down to Martha's Vineyard, it gets to be 4, sometimes 5 hours by the time you get home and after a game. They've sucked it up for us, really. They've done a great job, and they've showed us well, and I'm real proud of every single kid here and everything they've done for us. And, the Nashua team, they've done this with a lot of local kids, which has been great, and a lot of families that are coming out to the ballpark. I see a lot of new faces here in Nashua at the ballpark at Holman Stadium, which is something we could never get with the Pride. I mean, they've done a great job really branching out. And I think what you're going to see is all these new faces, and all the old faces are going to start to come back. So I'm sure some of them went up north. So I think you start seeing the Nashua. They're going to really build a great product here, and they've been doing so.
Logan Gillis looks at a fastball away, ball 1. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Silver Knights lead Torrington 7-0 in the opening game of a best-of-3 championship playoff series. High pop-up behind the infield. Is going to make it to the right fielder, actually. He's playing shallow out there, was Harrison. 3 outs. But again, Nashua sends a whole bunch of people to the plate, and they score 2 more runs. A 7-0 Nashua advantage. I really like having you with us. Can you stick around a little more? Or do you have something to do?
I can stick around for a few minutes.
Good, okay.
But then I have to go see the wife a little bit.
Yeah. The family's here tonight?
Yes,
yeah,
it was great. I got some neighbors that came to the game, as well as my wife and kids, and my mother-in-law and my brother-in-law and his wife and kids too. So it's great.
Yeah. Hey, I like Nashua Mayor Donnelly Lozo on a personal level. I can say that. I've known her for about 10 years before she was the mayor. She brought her glove here tonight to throw out the opening pitch. She did that in the opening night. She is a fan of this team, is she not?
I got to tell you one thing about Donnelly. I've known her for quite a while, since I started here with the Pride, and she's been such an advocate for baseball here in Nashua, and this is why, because she knows it could be successful if the budgets are right. And hey, listen, we're summer collegiate baseball. The budget is right. Okay, it's not pro baseball. We have to worry about everything else. You have to worry about another $1 million just for everything else you have to worry about. She's done everything she can in her power to make sure that the right ownership group comes in here. And she's got, with Nick Caggiano and his entire crew, Scott Painter, who makes sure this place looks the way it does. You can't say enough about Donnelly Lozo. If I can find a mayor in all the cities that I want to go into that are just like Donnelly, I'd be real successful. It makes my life a lot easier because she gets it. And I think that's the hardest thing for some of these other communities out there, some of these other cities around New England. They don't get it like she does. They don't see the big picture like she does. And the ones that do are the ones that we're going to be successful with. And, she's a role model for guys like me who are trying to build the league.
Chris, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you guys for everything you're doing, too.
You're welcome. Love being here. That's Chris
I
Hall.
want to vote after the game. Was I better than Tom King as your sidekick?
Well, I was actually going to rub that in when he comes back, but you certainly have a wealth of knowledge that he does not. I think he'd readily admit that.
No, he's better looking, though, so we'll take that.
Great job. Chris Hall, the league commissioner of the Futures Collegiate Baseball League. That was enjoyable talk with him during what is still an exciting game, especially if you're a hometown Nashua Silver Knights fan, watching your team open the playoffs up 7-0 here into the top of the 6th inning. So it's Torrington trying to make a dent in Eric Peralt, the starting pitcher, grounded to the first base side foul. Leading off the inning is the top of the order for Torrington, Rich Grafe, the center fielder, number 12 so far tonight, has blooped one to the shortstop and struck out. Top of the order up here for Torrington, 3rd time through against Peralt. The pitch is line to center, base hit. Doing his job is Grafe as he gets aboard to begin things here in the 6th. A little bit of a jam job there, but he managed to hit it square enough to get it to center field. And that applause, Tom King, you can say why right now for Eric Peralt here.
Well, Peralt showed why he deserved both the awards he got pregame by taking a no-hitter into the 6th inning. Sure enough, Chris Hall uses my headset and he screws it up. I should have known better.
Our first hit of the game for Torrington comes in the 6th inning against Peralt. And it's the leadoff batter in the order that did it. Number 2 hitter up there now is Cole Harrison, trying to keep a rally or generate a rally here for the Titans. Body language there by Harrison was, I was looking for a first pitch fastball, I got it, and I still couldn't square it up. He fouled it back to the screen. 0-1. Now he's at the mercy of Peralt's repertoire. Conservative lead off of first for Grafe, not going anywhere, down 7. As the foul ball goes up over our heads to the luxury boxes. Chris Hall asked me if he was better in that seat than you. And I said, You have a wealth of knowledge that Tom King doesn't have, and I think he'd readily admit that about the league.
Right, oh, sure. And I would have responded that Chris Hall would have loved to have seen a crowd like this when he was the general manager of the National Pride.
He made that pretty clear, you know. I asked him what they've done right. He said there's pretty much nothing they haven't done to fill these seats, and
I think the Pride did.
Amount of credit.
I think the Pride did a lot of the same things. I just think the response was different.
Yeah.
You know, I think they put on promotional stuff and everything else, but people have taken to this more for some reason. I think the entertainment value. I think the dollar drink nights, the fireworks. Pride did fireworks on Fridays, and they
hit hard.
There we go, Jacobs. Again. Let's see.
Goes to run it down again. He makes the catch in deep left center field. And that's going to be another double play. Oh, how can you doubt him? As it's going to be the same thing all over again. An 8-4-3 double play, the second in the game, Tom. 8-4-3 twice in the same game, in the same spot. How can you, if you're a Torrington base runner, doubt the fact that he's going to make that play again?
I don't know. See it once. Unbelievable. See it twice. Incredible.
For lack of another word. Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm stunned. I cannot believe that I saw the same exact play that I'd never seen, I think, in years.
But they're showing you in this game what I said. They're the perfect blend. Pitching, defense, and timely hitting.
It's almost like he was baiting the runner, like, oh, I don't have this.
Yeah,
I can't.
right, exactly.
And then all of a sudden it's in his glove.
Down.
I mean, he had that comfortably at the end. And the base runner, Rich Grafe, a leadoff batter, as we watch the team dance.
And I think the whole team is going to come out and do that little jig rather than just the bullpen. And they're all standing out in front of the dugout. I think something's going to happen.
This might be their last chance if they win tomorrow.
This is it. This may be their last chance. I guess the line of the concession stand behind
the plate. Tell you what, the fans are just
too.
as much into it.
Oh, yeah. There they go. Yep. Yep.
Warming it up, Jake Henderson, number 22.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is your Nashua Silver Knights with Love Is Gone. This is our newest and most favorite tradition here at historic Holman Stadium. Fans, if you
I'll have to mark that one down for next year. Work out the players that they bring in next season. I would imagine there's probably going to be at least a dozen, maybe more, brought back for next year, and the rest of the leave spots open and try to sign players during the course of the year. And you do sign these collegiate players to commitments.
Was dozen about half the roster? Would that be?
It's about, I would say about half the roster.
Yeah.
Bobby Chatfield.
And that's it for McCullough. You got to give McCullough credit. He gamed it after he got knocked around, but he clearly was not the same pitcher after he got hit. Clearly, after he took the ball in the shin.
Right. He struggled.
Now batting the center fielder, number 20, Matt Jacobs.
There it is, the player who makes that big defensive play almost always leads off the next inning, and that's the case here with Matt Jacobs.
Jacobs has been having a great night. He's walked and singled.
He's been having a great season. He's a low-key guy when you talk to him. But boy, he does it all on the field. These UMass Lowell players, and the reason, a lot of the reasons they were found were that was the Spinners were right there in Nashua Park, who operate this team. They're able to give you they say, hey, we're going to have a team in Nashua. Start thinking about who you might want to send up here. We could use some of your players.
And they play at the last year UMass Lowell,
right? So they're right there. I mean, it's right on the campus at UMass Lowell. So, they tabbed Katsarubis, Jacobs, not Peralt, but Fisher, who went undefeated this year with a 1.53 ERA, second in the league to McCullough's 1.24, and Sanborn, the first baseman.
The 3-1 pitch to Jacobs hits the outside upper outer corner.
That's been a strike most of the night.
And so he will come back and face the 3-2 pitch. Missing up and away, Torrington Titans pitcher, Bobby Chatfield's listed as a right-hander in our.
UMass Hole number 35.
Is he really?
Sanborn.
But and we don't have.
That has seen that mistake made before too.
Yeah, but clearly left-handed.
Yeah, they don't have any information on him either. So
he walks his first batter. Sanborn, first pitch swinging, pops it to right center field. Cole Harrison calling for it. The right fielder will take it for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th. The Silver Knights lead the game 7-0. Will they make that bus? Are you making that bus ride tomorrow morning or tonight?
no, they're going to leave. No, they're leaving around. They're leaving in the afternoon around 1:30.
Oh, in the afternoon.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's a 6:35 start.
Okay.
They're not staying overnight.
All right. That means that
So you don't have to
that
go
you leave it
go right
with
to the
them at
bowl. So I'll
1:30.
leave with them. Yeah.
Oh, so you don't have to get up early and
Yeah, you can relax.
yeah.
By the pool for a couple hours. Yeah.
right. Ball misses low from Bobby Chatfield. The FCBL. As we play here on an August 4th. Pop to the right, now to play. Matt Jacobs. If you have a chance to re-watch this game, and you're watching it right now 7-0, you just joined us. We saw a double play tonight where the center fielder ran balls down like a ball down like Willie Mays through to the second baseman through to first base, and doubled up the runner at first, who couldn't believe the center fielder caught the ball. And then we saw them do it again.
Which is just
unbelievable. Goes to the backstop, and it down to second goes Jacobs into scoring position.
7-0 to score. Nashua in front. 7 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the Silver Knights. No runs, a base hit, and 3 costly errors for Torrington.
James Katsarubis hits off the mound. Nice play by
that's
Somborg.
That's a big wild pitch by Chatfield, because it takes away the double play. But
Yes,
that
it
certainly
does.
would have been one.
Yeah, it was right at the shortstop. So to third base goes Jacobs with 2 outs. Putras will have a chance to knock home another run.
Number 2, John Putras.
Putras has had a magic bat tonight, Tom. He has reached on a fielder's choice and scored, and then he reached on an error by the shortstop and scored, and then he reached on an error by the first baseman and scored.
That you can see now why Mike Chambers was hoping that he could play the first 2 games at home in this series, because he would be coming back home to, if this score holds up.
Line to right. Will it get down for a hit?
It
Yes,
does.
inside
Wow.
the line.
Perfectly placed.
It's going to be an RBI double. Now Putras is going to go for third. He
He's
gets
gonna
a
make
good
it.
read, and he's going to make it standing
Yep.
with a triple. That ball got caught up in the backstop out there behind the home bullpen. Nothing much Harrison could do to try to dig it out, and while he did, making a great turn around first and second was Putras with a 2-out triple to plate the 8th run of the game for the Silver Knights. 8-0, they lead it.
From Londonderry, New Hampshire, number 27, Kyle Neverman.
Kyle Neverman, who has the game's other triple, a big blow back in the second inning to give Nashua a 2-0 lead, will try to get his teammate home from third with 2 out. Neverman has fly to right, got that triple and a walk. 2 runs batted in. Checks his swing on strike 1 on the outside corner. Gavin McCullough started the game for Torrington, and he ran into a potent Nashua lineup. Walked and hit the ball there way too.
When he ran into an opportunistic Nashua lineup, I don't think Nashua's really hit the ball awfully hard, but they do have 2 triples on the night. So he ran into a very opportunistic lineup. They knocked the runs in. I
scored up some errors.
I moaned and groaned
errors.
about those runners left at third base a couple innings in a row, but they took advantage of every mistake that Torrington made.
Yep. You knew it wasn't Torrington's night when Andrew Spleth missed that ball.
Ball,
it was actually
that first baseman that went off his glove.
It was actually Putras batting when it happened.
And it was definitely an error on the first baseman. The throw was fine.
First baseman was right there.
Yep, right there. So Torrington really some tough. And you know what? They go back to Torrington. They know they're not going to get. They don't get this kind of crowd in Torrington, Connecticut. They're not going to have this kind of crowd. I guarantee you that. I mean, they only averaged about 400 a game, and those numbers always seem to be a little inflated, depending on where you go. But they are not going to get this kind of a crowd. So they're going to go out there and
Neverman dances out of the way of ball 4. First and third for Nashua with 2 outs.
Right fielder from UMass Amherst, number 5, Kyle 80.
But you can bet Nashua does, as much as they love playing here, they do not want to have to play a deciding game here at home.
No.
They like to wrap this up. If they can win tonight, wrap it up tomorrow on the road.
You always play to win, but subconsciously, this is a lot of fun, Tom.
This is a lot of fun. And, he's going to, Chambers is going to have that dilemma tomorrow night because if he's got like a 2 or 3 run lead in the 5th or in the 6th inning or so, he's got Lamar Ray on the mound, and Ray has only pitched 7 innings during the spring and, made 2 starts and won them both here for Nashua. He would be very tempted to go for the kill with Alec Morency to bring him out of the bullpen. Because Morency's been very effective and out of the bullpen. He's undefeated this year.
80 goes for the kill on that high fastball.
But then he's got to wonder who can he throw out there in game 3 if he has to. So those are some of the things if you look ahead. So he's going to go one game at a time and play to win that one game. And that's going to be tomorrow night if he can finish this one out. 8-0 Nashville lead. You have every reason to think that Peralta will be able to go the distance. Probably won't use Dylan Mackey.
Home plate umpire gets a new set of baseballs as that foul goes off to the left off the bat of Kyle 80. The 2-2 pitch is on the way. Fisted towards second. Back to get it. Josh Band backpedaling and makes the catch. 3 outs, but not before Nashua plates yet another run. And they are ahead 8-0 as we move into the last third of the game. The 7th inning upcoming here. Top of the 7th for the Torrington Titans.
Time for Dizzy Bat. And for this contest, we have Josh taking on Adam, who's going to take on Derek.
Well, Chris Hall came on earlier in the evening. I'm sure you talked about, or an inning or so ago, he talked about what the plans might be for next year in terms of the league.
We asked him about the expansion.
They've got Leominster, Fitchburg, and
talked about that.
Love to know. I think it's going to be difficult to add to get to the number 8 for next year. I think they're going to have to go conservatively and go with one more team and go 6. That's my guess as to what will happen.
And that's what he indicated. They'd like
the
to go 8, but they'll be okay with 6.
They'll be okay with 6, and I think that's more of a realistic situation.
I also asked him, based on the success we're looking at here tonight, is there a temptation to expand the schedule itself and add some dates? And he said there is a want to do that on the part of the league. Just a few games.
Yeah, I would say it would only be a handful because you can't.
I think he said he wanted to go from 44 to 48.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
He played 3 makeup games this week. He would go into the first week of August.
Right. There's not too much, as he pointed out, there's not too much wiggle room on either side what these guys do back at school.
There really isn't where these guys do back at school. And here at Holman, you've got high school tournaments booked through the first week in June and into the second week. In fact, they had to play in the middle of the tournament here to get a couple of dates. And, the June 11th was the opener. And, they also have to squeeze in tomorrow, Saturday night's possible game 3 in the middle of an AAU tournament that's being played here. So.
Right. Torrington third baseman Kyle Murphy gets the leadoff duty here in the top of the 7th.
Kyle Murphy.
Murphy's only been up twice tonight. Tribute to
Eric Peralta.
Great pitching. He had a no-hitter going into the previous inning when he let up 1 single. And that runner, Rich Grafe, ended up getting doubled up. So I believe Peralta faced the minimum number of batters, Tom. Is that true? Or maybe 1 or 2 over?
Well, with those double plays, it would be the minimum, I think.
Feels like it. Although I see that he faced
He faced
batters in the
5 and
fourth.
4 in the 3rd and 4th innings.
Okay.
That's 9 he faced then.
Oh, because he's just 3 over then.
Yep.
Yeah. The minimum. Ooh, chin music.
And a 3-1 count. 8-0 Nashua leads at 8 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Silver Knights. No runs, base hit, 3 costly errors for Torrington. Game 1 of the FCBL finals. You're watching it on Nashua's ETV.
Murphy had a pretty good hack, but it was in on his hand, so he fouls it back to the screen. Inside out swing. I just had the image of Derek Jeter pop into my head again. He got another 5-hit night yesterday. Baseball's a funny game. You know, go like few years without getting 5 hits, and then he gets 5 hits like within a week of each other. And leadoff walk to Kyle Murphy to begin it in the 7th.
The
18, Josh Band.
rehab from the injury and the removal of the pressure of the 3,000 hits has done wonders for his 2011 season.
Strike on the outside corner. Those 2 batting lineups are just unbelievable. And, you know, it's going to be some interesting clash, the Red Sox and Yankees, as we go into the later stages of that Major League Baseball season.
I think the Red Sox have the advantage. I'll tell you why.
Fouled off to the left. It's 0-2 on Josh Band.
He's having a good offense, but they don't have high average. They don't have the high average hitters the Red Sox have. You know, and Teixeira is driving in runs, but he's hitting only 250, which is uncharacteristic of him. And the Yankees don't have Rodriguez in the lineup. He's off playing poker somewhere. So.
Oh boy, that's a whole hornet's nest, huh?
Mess, huh?
Yeah.
As only A-Rod can get himself into by not even being on the field.
Eric Peralt comes to the plate. The curveball stays up and in. He really didn't get on top of that one, and it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
Snaps the glove when he gets the ball back because he's not happy with the way he threw it. 2-2 the count, as John said.
Band is lined out to left and popped out to the third baseman. He's gone the other way twice. Strike 3 call. That was just a brilliant pitch, and Band thought it was unhittable. I don't think he had much problem with the strike call. He got frozen.
I have Peralt for 9. What do you have him for?
6, 7, 8.
8, so I'm 1 off. Where am I off?
Wait a minute, you could be right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is right.
9 is right. Okay.
Yep.
Ooh, and he just plunks a batter.
The first time he's hit a batter tonight, and that was Ryan Plord gets plunked. He struck out a batter, at least one batter in every inning. There's 2 strikeouts in a few of the innings.
Game 2 is scheduled tomorrow night at Torrington, Connecticut, 6:35 start. It'll be Lamar Ray for Nashua against possibly Kevin Bartlett for Torrington.
Look out. Ooh, that one's just, those are the ones, the dangerous, that just get barely over that netting.
Yeah. In the case that we need to play a 3rd game, we will be hosting that game this Saturday at 7:05 p.m.
Foul back to the screen. Peralt coming right after the batter, Matt O'Neill, who is...
Game 3 will be played here at Holman Stadium this Saturday at 7:05 p.m. So be sure to come out once again and support your Nashua Silver Knights as they go for their first ever championship title.
The 0-2 pitch coming to O'Neill, who's hit into one of those remarkable center field to second base to first base double
Time
plays.
was called, I think.
Yeah, he got time granted.
Yeah, Peralt fired it. See, that's that's one way to get to the pitcher, but it's going to be tough to get to Peralt and rattle him when he's got an 8-run lead.
And about 20 scouts in his corner.
And there's another one.
Things are good for Eric Peralt right now.
10 strikeouts.
Wow.
He's walked 3 and hit a batter.
Now that
It is allowed 1 hit.
34, Ryan Sonberg.
And this
I
one.
have 6 of the 10 strikeouts caught looking, Tom.
Yep.
Sonberg gets plunked. That sounded like it might have got some ankle. Left leg, lower left
See,
leg.
that comes from Peralt overthrowing that fastball. That's the one mistake that he makes, and he'll solve that after he gets more pitching time. But boy, you got Sonberg on the ground. Not a good night for Torrington. Ouch.
Yeah, everybody deals with pain differently. But the way that ball hit him, I wouldn't be surprised if he's not able to
continue
walk at this point.
And a walk and 2 hit batsmen load the bases, and this is all Eric Peralt's doing. Here in the top of the 7th, an 8-0 lead for Nashua as they tend to Sonberg, who got hit somewhere in the leg. And he's up, and he'll probably stay in the game. Greg Hunt has made more trips out to see injured players.
Well, good for young Mr. Sonberg, who is trotting down to first base now, the shortstop who needs his feet to be able to make the plays in the field. And fortunately, that ball may have gotten just as much or more cleat or boot than it got bone of the ankle.
Designated hitter number 55, Evan Chamberlain.
Evan Chamberlain, the designated hitter tonight, who is listed as a pitcher, has walked and flied out to left in 2 appearances at the plate. Foul straight back to the screen. Peralt with that excellent velocity, living on the inside corner of the plate.
Will be during the 7th inning stretch. So if you want any more beers,
Hey, so Tom, I wonder if that's something that a scout looks for. He just hit a guy in an inside fastball, and he came right back with the inside fastball
sure.
and painted.
No doubt about it. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Scouts will break that down all the time.
Threw a curveball away. Now it's a 1-1 offering. Down the middle.
Can Jacobs get it?
Jacobs
Yes, he does.
is looking very relaxed under that one.
I don't think I've ever seen that Jacobs. He looked relaxed running those 2 balls down, didn't he?
Yeah, the Willie Mays plays there.
So let's get out of our seats and make.
So no runs again for Torrington. They loaded the bases on a walk and 2 hit batsmen, but they were
And also fans,
nothing doing and 3 left. We have played 7.5, 7th inning stretch time here at Holman Stadium, and it's an 8-0 Nashua Silver Knights lead.
And a game of leapfrog in right field.
See if Nick Caggiano, the Department of Public Works head, wants to come over.
Good job. Yeah, Vic Caggiano.
Nick Caggiano. Nick.
And fans, during this 7th inning stretch, we're going to be doing our very first sober inning stretch. And what that means is, for the remainder of tonight's game, waters will be $1.
No commercial breaks on Nashua ATV, Nick. Nick Caggiano, the Nashua Public Works Director, is with us. You can correct me.
Superintendent. Parks and Rec Superintendent.
Parks and Rec Superintendent.
Move it like Bernie.
Nick, nice job on the field.
Thanks. We have a good crew.
And who is in the crew?
The foreman is Bob Genest. And then we have 3 groundsmen.
Yeah.
Rob Soares, Dave LeBlanc, and Monty Ferrer.
I know Dave LeBlanc. It's a year-round thing, right? You guys just don't pack it all in the wintertime, or do you?
It's year-round.
Yeah. What kinds of things do you do here that you have to do as far as maybe something in the off season to ensure that the field is still in nice shape?
Yeah, we have a complete agronomic program where we
like that word, agronomic.
Fertilize.
Is that a real word?
It's a real word.
It's a real word.
Fertilize, overseed.
Yeah.
We have an aeration process. The next couple weeks, we'll actually be removing the sod along the wings from first to third.
Yeah.
And replacing all that because the.
Are you talking about the sod that's outside the lines? Or inside the lines?
Inside the lines.
Inside the lines.
Yeah, it's pretty beat up from the American Legion tournament.
I guess so. Yeah.
So we have a pretty big program. It takes all fall to kind of regrow the grass and get it back in shape.
Right.
All right.
Hey, are you a baseball fan?
A little bit.
You do? Okay,
Yep.
so I know you spent a lot of time here. I was wondering if that was a factor for you. Makes the job easier, I guess, if you like to watch the games, you know.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Nick Caggiano,
Thanks.
the Nashua Parks and Recreation Superintendent, thank you for joining us on Nashua's ETV. Appreciate it. See you later. Fastball low and away. It's a 2-1 count to Sean Lyons. Big swing and a miss, 2-2. Lefty against lefty matchup here as Bobby Chatfield works for the Torrington Titans. Nashua with a comfortable 8-0 lead at this point in the bottom of the 7th. Golf to center field for a base hit. Lyons did a great job of protecting the plate with 2 strikes. Ball looked like it was going to hit the inside corner at the knees, and he dug it out for a single to center. And that'll get us back to the top of the order, and Rob Benedict, who's having a terrific evening. He's 2 for 4.
Now batting the shortstop from Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania, number 11, Rob Benedict.
That was Lyons' second hit of the night. He's also 2 for 4 as he leads off of first base. Bottom of the 7th, nobody out. Leadoff batter aboard for the Silver Knights as Benedict looks at a strike on the outside corner from Bobby Chatfield. Temperature high 70s at game time, just in the upper 60s right now. As we got we've had an agronomic lesson this evening about field preparation and groundskeeping, and we've also had a meteorologic explanation from Tom King about we're at basement level here at Holman Stadium, he says, and that affects the temperature. If you get, say, 70 degrees in Nashua from the internet, Tom claims, it's automatically a few degrees cooler here at basement level on the field at Holman Stadium, which would put us in the upper 60s. Chatfield throws over to first base to Andrew Spleth, trying to keep Sean Lyons close. You would think 8 runs is way too much to be stealing, but it is a playoff game. Benedict's going to foul this one off the roof of the concession building. 2 balls and 2 strikes on the Silver Knights shortstop, Rob Benedict. Chatfield holds it and now comes to the plate. Misses low with the fastball. Benedict seemed to see that one really well, right out of the hand. And it was on its way to below the strike zone. So it's now a 3-2 count. Hard hit toward the hole and off the glove of the shortstop, Sonberg. That'll go as a base hit, a play that he might have been able to make if he came up with it cleanly, but I think with as many steps toward the hole and as sharply struck as that was, we'll have to wait the official scoring decision. Benedict is on first. Lyons is on second.
Now that
it has scored a hit.
Merrimack, New Hampshire, number 1, Logan Gillis.
Benedict is 3 for 5 tonight. So the first 2 batters of the inning are aboard by way of a single, and Logan Gillis batting with runners on first and second and nobody out for the league's leading hitter, who picked up a trophy as the batting title winner of the Futures Collegiate Baseball League before the start of the game. Gillis looks at a couple of fastballs out of the zone, and he's got a nice hitter's count here at 2 balls and no strikes. Chatfield's pitch just below the knees. Gillis looked like he was about to take a hack there on 2-0, but he picked up the fact it was not in the prime hitting zone, and now it's 3-0. Let's see if he gives himself the green light. Strike on the outside corner as Gillis had taken 1 step out of the box toward first base, but we've seen that pitch consistently called a strike tonight. The 3-1 on the way.
I'm kind of
surprised.
Strike
2, same spot.
Kind of surprised by this score. I really am. Did not think it would be a Blowout.
Fouled off to the right and out of play, as Gillis was not about to let 3 fastballs go by him in the same spot there in the zone, just above the knees, outside corner. Chatfield showing some good control here against the Silver Knights' best hitter. The 3-2 on the way, have bluffed to second base. It looked like Lyons had a huge lead, but he was very wary of the shortstop Somberg sneaking in behind him, and it wasn't as big a lead as it looked. The 3-2 pitch. Popped foul again. A good job of Gillis of not taking a pitch that was too close to take and spoiling it. Might have been an inch outside, but he did not leave it up to the umpire to decide. And it's a 3-2 pitch. As we hear the opening refrain of "Remember the Name," Logan Gillis. Fouled off the top of the rope with a screen, and again, pitcher and batter battling here, not giving in either one.
Now Gillis desperate to get on base because he's been on base once tonight with a walk, but he wants that Logan Gillis hard hit ball.
He lined out hard to center field back in the first inning. The 3-2 goes right to the backstop.
He'll take the walk.
Yeah, and that's not going to be a wild pitch or pass ball because the net effect is the same.
And I think Chatfield's the sacrificial lamb. Well, I don't know. Maybe he's not the sacrificial lamb here. Greg Hunt goes out to the mound to talk to his pitcher, knowing he's got bases loaded, nobody out in an 8-0 game.
He has a right-hander working out of the bullpen, and he's going to go to him with Jacobs coming up. So Gillis walked to load the bases with nobody out, and the 3-hole batter in the order, Matt Jacobs, getting the hit with the bases full and nobody out, and that will bring a pitching change.
Jordan Shiner out of Colby Sawyer, so he's used to the New Hampshire setting. Shiner 0-0 with a 4.2 earned run average. He's thrown 15 innings this summer. So Shiner comes in, and looks like he's going to be a lollipop type pitcher. Let's see. He's got it. Knuckleballer, John. Does it look like it?
Yeah, it does. It looks like he's throwing it with a little pace on it, but it looks like a knuckleball.
It looks like a knuckleball.
Attention fans, now on the mound for Torrington.
Yep.
That one's definitely fluttered.
Fluttered and go to the inside on the left and right-handed hitters. Yep. So knuckleballer Jordan Shiner.
Tim O'Neill's going to switch to the super slow-mo so you can break down the no-spin knuckleball on Nashua's ETV. Oh, that switch is not working tonight for some reason, but you can see it.
I tell you,
with the naked eye on the screen.
The way this Silver Knight team hits.
Yeah, you can see the grip
I haven't
right there.
seen Shiner pitch all year, but I would certainly be tempted to throw a knuckleballer at them in Game 2 of a championship series when they haven't seen one all season long, wouldn't you?
You think it's possible that if he gets out of this jam, he'll come back with him tomorrow
night? I wonder.
Maybe take him out of the game after if he's able to get. Let's put it this way: if he's able to come in here with the 3, 4, 5 hitters due up, bases loaded and nobody out, and press, he might get the call tomorrow. This is an audition for the knuckleballer.
I wonder.
Jordan Shiner.
You know, I really wonder.
The day after Tim Wakefield, at 45 years old, the knuckleballer for the Red Sox went for his 200th victory last night. Didn't get it because it was tied 3-3 into the 9th inning when Ellsbury won it with another walk-off. But sure is.
Total opposite of what happened last year with him. Total opposite. Wow.
You got to be healthy when you play baseball.
You got to be healthy to play anything, you know.
Well, you can win you can win the U.S. Open with a busted knee.
People were questioning his health all last year in terms of what's wrong with this guy. Why can't he play?
Knuckleball floats over the plate for strike one.
I'm telling you, I like this kid. I like what I see already.
Well, how else are you going to stay entertained in an 8-0 game,
Pencil
right?
him in for Game 2.
Oh, on the basis of one pitch.
Pencil him in.
Pitching coach Tom King. Pop foul to the right. That also looked difficult to hit. Jacobs had a nice hack at it.
They're not going to hit him.
Oh, that's a bold prediction.
I know.
Isn't one of them going to flatten out and one of these guys going to launch?
Maybe. We'll see. Maybe.
You're talking about some heavy hitters here. Jacobs, Sanborn, and Katsarubis due up against the knuckleballer, Jordan Shiner. Ooh, boy, that just stayed above the zone. You could definitely see it moving all over the place on the way to the plate.
This is great.
Shiner's got some talented knuckles there. The 1-2 on the way. Pop up right side, and it's going to be playable for somebody.
Oh, no. Is it going to drop?
Catch made.
A
slide.
Catch.
Throw to third base. And not in time. I'll tell you what, he should have came home with it because he had a better angle, but a terrific catch made out there. You know what? That's going to go as a sacrifice fly. It only went about 120 feet, but it's a sac fly and a beautiful sliding catch by Josh Band.
And a heads-up play there by Lyons to score.
I really don't understand why you throw to third base on that play. I mean,
don't either.
You got a much shorter distance and a better angle to come home with it.
I don't think he would have gotten it home, though, John.
Again, uncomfortable swing. Sanborn sends it down into the umbrellas in the concession area, and it's an 0-1 count as the knuckleballer comes in.
I will see Mr. Shiner in this series again at some point.
Well, bad luck for him that he lets up a run on the sac fly there. It wasn't charged to him, but that's hammered to left. It's high. It's deep. Is it a grand slam for Mark Sanborn? Yes, it is.
Well, it was a nice thought, Walt.
It's a three-run homer. A three-run homer for Mark Sanborn as he tagged that high knuckleball and sent it out of here. It is an 11-0 Nashua Silver Knights lead, and there is the drawback of the knuckleball.
12-0 lead, John.
12-0, excuse me.
Three-run home run.
Waited till Sanborn crossed the plate to throw that up there.
Three-run homer. Wow.
Three-run home run. First base was empty when he struck it.
Boy.
Wow. Some crooked numbers on the board for the Nashua Silver Knights tonight. There's only one out here in the 7th inning, and Katsarubis now batting with a clean slate.
This is when you start to wish the FCBL had a 10-run rule.
Yeah. 12-0.
I'm sure Greg Hunt would feel that way. Well, I guess now we know why Mr. Shiner is.
What are you talking about? He's getting the start tomorrow night, isn't he?
No, I tell you, I would have said, hey, if he could get out of this. But that knuckleball, as you said, flattened out, it hung, and Sanborn was all over it.
Sanborn turned it into home run derby there.
Yep. It was a nice thought while it lasted.
Yeah. A 3-1 pitch on the way to Katsarubis. Swings through it. 3-2. Ooh, it must have been high, and it's ball 4 to Katsarubis. He takes a walk. John Putras has reached all 4 times that he's been up tonight. He's hit a triple. He's been on a fielder's choice, and he's reached on a couple of errors, and he's scored 3 runs.
Number 2, John Putras.
As Putras. Only one out here in the 7th. 4 runs are already in. The big blow, a 3-run home run by Mark Sanborn to make it a 12-0 Silver Knights lead. Jordan Shiner of Colby Sawyer College in the game throwing knuckleballs. Trying to find a way to make some outs. Or get some outs. That one floats above the zone again. Right over the heart of the plate, but high. That pitch to Sanborn, that might have been a borderline strike. It was definitely up. And he hammered it. That one's in there. That was a fastball I think he mixed in.
Well, Torrington needs outs because they have a long bus ride to take tonight and they want to get home. I guarantee you that.
That one floats up and away, and it's 3-1. to John Putras, the Northeastern University catcher. Did John play his way into the starting lineup, Tom, since the start of the season?
Yes, there were 3 catchers going for it. Shepard, Gusovsky, and Putras. Putras won the job.
Fouls that one to the screen. And we'll go to 3 balls and 2 strikes now. Katsarubis walked after the 3-run home run by Sanborn. He's at first base. They must have closed the concession stand, Tom.
Well, they said no alcohol after the
7th? Oh, the concession stand is not closed. The $1 beer offer has ended. But it was great while it lasted. The 3-2.
For those who were able to partake.
You disappeared for a couple innings. I know, you were writing.
I'm a working man. I'm a working man.
Hard-working man.
A week from tonight, I'll be at Gillette Stadium. As football has returned.
They got it done, the NFL lockout.
Now, that was no surprise that they'd get it done. Too much money off the table. The team that I don't think, the sport that I don't think would get it done would be the NBA.
Torrington's able to turn the 5-4-3 double play. Nicely started by the third baseman, Kyle Murphy, to Band to Spleth. And that is the third out, second and third outs of the 7th. 4 more runs for the Nashua Silver Knights. A 3-run homer by Mark Sanborn mixed in. We go to the top of the 8th, 12-0, an even dozen. The Silver Knights lead this opening game of the best-of-3 championship playoff series. Nashua versus the Torrington Titans.
See the players throwing the stuff out to the fans. Well, they got the arms. They might as well do it.
Balls, frisbees, and rubber chickens flying up here into the stands at Holman Stadium. What if one of the players has been asked to autograph a rubber chicken?
Probably.
Yeah.
Ever autographed a rubber chicken before?
I would, if they asked me. That'd probably be worth more than a baseball if you got Eric Peral's signature on a rubber chicken and had
no doubt about it.
documentation to prove it.
We would like to wish a very happy 19th birthday to Silver Knights pitcher Travis Terrell. Travis's dad, Rob, is also celebrating his 50th birthday. A very happy birthday to Donna Kissel. And ladies and gentlemen, our on-field announcer and intern, Matt, is here celebrating his 21st
They just mentioned 50th birthday for somebody here at Holman Stadium. I believe it is our president's 50th birthday today as we tape this. President Barack Obama with a big round number today, 5-0. And you know, being that Barack Obama is from Hawaii, I guess it's Hawaii 5-0 tonight for our president.
Now that is the center fielder number 12.
I'm going to actually, Tim, because Tom missed that, I'm actually going to repeat that so we'll get his reaction, right? He has no idea. And I'm going to spring that on him, but I have to inflict that on our Nashua ETV viewers again. So just to get the reaction.
1,331 is the crowd tonight. I thought it would have been more.
So you just went and got the crowd?
I just went and got the crowd. 1,331. I thought more.
Tom, they just announced that it's somebody's 50th birthday here at Holman Stadium tonight. What a fun way to celebrate your big 50th, right? Do you know who else turned 50 today?
Yes.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Who's that?
Yes, he happens to hail from Chicago.
Oh, you're all over it.
And
fouled over the screen. Look out.
Signs the checks of... does he sign the check?
He hit that young lady in the first row.
Checks, no.
He doesn't sign your check.
He doesn't sign the federal checks, but
no.
He's the President of the United States, Barack Obama.
Barack Obama.
Yeah.
What state's he from? What state's he from? You said Chicago. Isn't he from a state?
Illinois.
A different state? Oh, he lived in Chicago a little bit.
Well, that's where he was.
Like when he was a kid,
he was
though.
an Illinois senator, wasn't he?
He was an Illinois senator, but when he was a kid.
You'll have
You
to
remember the whole controversy about his birth certificate in Hawaii?
Oh, Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Right. Hawaii, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hawaii 5-0.
That's right. How about that? Book him, Dano.
Fly ball to right field. Easy play for Lions. 1 up, 1 down in the Torrington 8th.
Again, I think you're going to see, because this is his last start. Potentially, I mean, definitely his last start of the year. They're not going to throw him out there. It's going to be Eric Peralt. Although maybe they might want to have him exit to a curtain call. I don't know. But Chambers is coming out. Maybe he hurt himself.
There was nobody warming up, was there? Here he comes out of the game.
Yep.
So a big hand.
Travis Terrell has come in. Yep. So there was somebody warming up.
Check out this standing ovation for Eric Peralt, including his own teammates. Peralt waving to the crowd.
7 1/3. 1 hit, 10 Ks, 3 walks, 1 hit batsman, no earned runs as of yet. No runs. Nobody on base, so he unscathed.
Totally. So Eric Peralt exits to a rousing ovation here at Holman Stadium in Nashua. The pitcher of the year was also the pitcher of the night, not allowing a run.
For the Silver Knights, the birthday boy number 14, Travis Terrell.
And sharing a birthday with the president, our relief pitcher, Travis Terrell, into the game for Nashua.
Local product out of Hudson, Alvin High School. Pitched at Merrimack College this spring. This season has seen his numbers improve over the course of the year. He started out slow but picked it up. 2-1 with a 3.11 earned run average. That ERA was in the 5s back in the middle to the latter part of June, and he's brought it down 2 runs to a 3.11, 2-1 on the year for Travis Terrell, who started the year in the rotation and then was moved to the bullpen, where he was proved to be very much more effective.
Travis is 6 feet, listed at 170 pounds, as Tom said, out of Hudson, New Hampshire, and Elvern High School.
So it's going to be interesting tomorrow night with Lamar Ray on the mound in Torrington. Ray only pitched 7 innings
Number 23, Cole Harrison.
in the spring for Merrimack College, and the first night he was here, they taught him how to throw the changeup, and he used it right away and was effective with it that night. So a very quick learner on the mound. Chambers is amazed that somebody who hasn't thrown that many innings has been that effective on the mound.
1 pitch, actually 2 pitches to Cole Harrison. He grounds out to the right side, Mark Sanborn, and there are 2 outs here in the 8th inning. So into the game, Travis Terrell gets the first batter he faces.
Now batting first baseman number 25, Andrew Splett.
Andrew Spleth has struck out, walked, and hit into one of those remarkable center field double plays where Matt Jacobs ran down a fly ball with his back to the infield and then threw to first to double up the runner. First pitch swinging, not letting go of the mask is Poutras. Is that Poutras?
Yeah,
Number 3.
With a catch.
Yeah, nice play. 3 outs, and that brings the Nashua Silver Knights up to bat for what may be the last time in their summer league season. If they win tomorrow night, they will be the league champions in this best-of-3 series. So they have a chance to wrap it up on the road tomorrow night. If they do, this will be their last offensive inning here at the top of the bottom of the 8th. As Tom's favorite song makes its way over the public address system at historic Holman Stadium.
They even played this at a wedding that I went went to on Saturday. I just can't get away from it.
Where was the wedding? Was it in Mass?
Gardner, Mass.
Gardner, Massachusetts.
Yep.
The hits you have to take in a relationship. And this is a hit, the timeless one.
Some defensive changes, I believe, for Torrington. No, they've come up with a new pitcher, I think. Yes, they do. They've got, I'd be surprised they throw a position player out there to pitch because they're really short of pitching, John, because they had to use it all during the course of the season. And I'm right, Matt O'Neill, listed as an infielder out of Curry College, is on the mound now for Torrington.
I'll tell you what, though, he's got a little bit of flair. He's been there before on the mound at some point in his career.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I can tell he's done this before. He's not going to blow it past anybody, obviously, but he's got some of the mound presence that you can only get by pitching a lot.
12 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for Nashua. Zone runs, a hit, and 3 errors for the Torrington Titans, who look forward to getting home. They've been on the road for 3 days. They've been in Martha's Vineyard for 2 nights. I imagine they came up here this morning. Whether they went back to Torrington and drove here or not, I'm not sure what they did.
Number 13, Matt O'Neill.
But they had to play at Martha's Vineyard, and they had to play that last game on Wednesday. It was a scheduled game, and it didn't matter. They had already won Monday and Tuesday to win to clinch the 2nd seed, but they had to play that meaningless game last night on the Vineyard. They won that one as well.
Hey, I want to point out a baseball nuance that I kind of got a kick out of there. It was Ryan Plord, the catcher for Torrington. Usually what happens is your pitcher does his in-between warm-up pitches, and then you throw down to second base. He threw it down to third base, coming down and come down to third, and then they went to second, shortstop second, and back to the pitcher. So that's a different way to do it.
Dan Gosowski pinch hits now here in the bottom. And I imagine they're going to send up 3 pinch hitters. I bet we'll see Brandon Cox probably. Is Cox on deck? No, Sam August is on deck. So he'll pinch hit. Number 6, Penn State.
It's his month. Deserves
How
to hit.
come nobody has the last name July? You know?
I knew it dawned January.
You knew a January. You knew
you know a February?
There's an October. I don't know a February. There's a March. There's an April. There's a May.
Yep.
There's probably a June somewhere.
Sure, you're right.
Never heard anybody named July.
I think that used to be a more common name back in the old days. June. Swinging a wild swing there by Gosowski's down, and it's a strikeout for Matt O'Neill, the infielder listed on the roster, comes in and gets a K for his first out of the 9th inning, bottom of the 8th inning, I should say. I got last inning on the brain because, of course, if Nashua comes up with a defensive stop, checking in.
Now batting for this overnight, number 6, Sam August.
Sam August checks in with the home plate umpire as a pinch hitter. Foul tips one into the mitt of Ryan Plord. In the dirt. Brian Finnegan is on deck for Nashua of Londonderry, New Hampshire. He's had 20 at-bats this season. He'll be another pinch hitter. Fouled off to the left, and that will make its way over the bowl seating area at Holman Stadium. Again, fouled off over the bowl into the parking lot here at Holman, where we had a terrific turnout for this playoff game. Of course, not on the schedule at the beginning of the season. $1 beer night, another smash success. Ground ball just fouled past the first base bag. And the count remains 1-2 on Sam August.
Officially, Gavin McCullough gave up 7 runs, and only 3 of them were earned. August down on a 1-2 count.
Fights it off, and it stays 1-2. August keeping people busy over in the left side of the ballpark.
Brian Finnegan out of Londonderry is on deck.
Matt O'Neill rocks and delivers. A changeup outside corner is hooked to the first baseman as Spleth feeds it to O'Neill. Scored 3-1, and it's the second out of the 8th inning. And as Tom said, pinch hitter Brian Finnegan.
Now batting for the Silver Knights, number 17, Brian Finnegan.
Finnegan was one of those players I told you about that was on a Londonderry Legion team, along with Neverman and Fisher, that won 3 9-inning games in one day to win a state championship a couple years ago. Bedford won the state Legion title.
That's impressive, yeah.
Here last weekend.
Off the edge of the glove, it's going to be 1-1.
2 weeks ago that was.
Looks like Rob Benedict will hit for himself if he gets the chance. It would be Benedict's 6th time up tonight. He's got 3 hits. Squibbed in front of the plate. Plord has it, throws to first just in time to nip Finnegan, and that is the 3rd out of the inning. So we go to the top of the 9th, closing time for the Nashua Silver Knights with a commanding 12-0 lead.
Taking on Vanessa, and they're going to take on Katie. So what's going to happen is they're going to have
still doing the inning promotions with 1/2 inning to go.
That's an all-out effort right there.
It is an all-out effort. They've done a great job here this summer. Hopefully this is the last night they'll have to work it. If you're a Silver Knights fan.
So are you guys ready?
Or unless you want to see drama, you can see drama on Saturday if you want that. Best 2 out of 3.
Could come down to, still a possibility that it could come down to a 1-game winner-take-all.
All right, we're going to close right there. Let's see who's going to be the winner.
It'll be a Friday night game 2 in Torrington, Connecticut tomorrow as we broadcast and record this. And it will be an if necessary Saturday, August 6th game at 7 p.m. here at Holman Stadium if Game 3 is necessary.
We will be having a live broadcast off of the FCBL website at www.thefuturesleague.com. You'll have a live broadcast. There's a tab at the top of the page called Multimedia. Click on that and then listen live, and you can follow along with your Nashua Silver Knights as they try to win their first ever FCBL championship.
Still Terrell on the mound, as I expected it would be, and again, that helps. I'm surprised he didn't give Terrell rather than Jake Henderson, who's one of the higher ERA, 8.02, or Bianchi, one of those pitchers to come in.
Now batting third baseman, number 24, Kyle Murphy.
Might be one of those young men that you just mentioned out there in the bullpen, Tom. Kyle Murphy will lead it off for Torrington here in the top of the 9th.
Looks like Henderson. Let me see.
Tom's got the binocs out,
Yeah,
but our pitcher's not cooperating.
That looks like Jake. I can tell by face. Yeah, it looks like Jake Henderson warming up.
Terrell throws that one over the plate at the knees. It's 1-1.
But if you're an efficient Terrell and get the job done very quickly, then you might be able to bounce back tomorrow night and pitch if he needs to.
If the Nashua Silver Knights clinch the Futures Collegiate Baseball League Championship tomorrow night, Tom, don't get too comfortable with your days off from Nashua ETV. Do you realize as Murphy laces a base hit to center that next month we will be deep into the fall sports season?
Deep into it. We'll be just starting it next month. Yeah, I realize that already. I already got the fall
we'll
assignments.
be deep. We'll be leaping into it, I should say. Right
exactly.
then. It'll already be September.
No doubt about it. Base hit there, leading off by Murphy.
Now batting the second baseman, number 18, Josh Band.
Dan looks at a couple of pitches outside the strike zone, and John Putras wants to talk things over with Travis Terrell. Maybe a mechanics issue. 2-0 is the count. 12-0 is the score. As you look at the scoreboard left, it's just crooked numbers all across the bottom.
Oh, my goodness.
Only 2 hits for Torrington. You just saw one of them. A base hit to center, as Eric Peralt was working on a no-hitter until he gave up a single to Rich Grafe in the 6th inning. And that was the only hit that Eric Peralt surrendered tonight through 7 1/3 innings. 10 strikeouts for the Silver Knights ace left-hander who has Pro Scouts drooling. 3-1 is the count on Josh Band. Fisted towards second. It is going to be over the head of Gillis. There's going to be a play at second.
They got him.
Yes, they do. Yep. It's a force out, 9-6. Not too much.
Gillis needed about
Murphy
3 more inches to be able to make that play, and he might have had he caught that ball.
Yeah.
He would have had an easy double play at first base.
He would have, and if you're going to be doubled off at first anyway, you might as well make it to second and just say. But they've got burned twice tonight by Matt Jacobs going over his shoulder and making catches in center.
Exactly.
And getting doubled off at first. I guess they didn't want to make it a hat trick, and instead it's a force out at second, an alert play. In right field by Kyle 80.
2 outs to go to a 1-0 lead in the FCBL Championship Series.
Actually, Tom, that might not be Kyle 80, right? We had some pinch hitters, and I want to give credit to the right fielder there. The right fielder.
Looks like it still might be 80.
Yeah. 1 out, an 0-1 count.
Unless it's August, but can't really tell.
It's August 4th, but okay.
Well, wait a minute. 80 did come out of the game, didn't he, as a pinch hit for a pinch hitter? Let me see. No, yes, they did. Yep, they did. So it wasn't 80 out there because he was pinch hit for. And he was pinch hit for by August.
Pop-up behind home plate. One and 2 is the count.
Travis Terrell trying to nail this one down and finish it for Eric Peralt, who pitched 7 1/3 masterful innings. Another pop-up. This time Sanborn has it. He's under it and makes the catch. 1 to go.
No, I know that's not Mark Sanborn.
That's not Sanborn. That's right.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
Although he's pretty tall. He's 6'2". Pat Kopp, number 3.
Yep.
Now batting the pitcher, number 13, Matt O'Neill.
So Matt O'Neill gets to bat.
Yeah, well, because O'Neill has basically been he's been a position player most of the season.
Strike at the knees. Down to their last out, Torrington, Connecticut. Second place team out of 4 in the Futures Collegiate Baseball League, making the playoffs against this first place Nashua Silver Knights team. Swing and a miss on a blazing fastball there from Terrell, and it's down to their last strike are the Titans of Torrington, who have a chance to keep the series going if they can beat this powerful
fans are on their feet
Nashua team tomorrow night. Strike
there it is.
It
does it.
Right over the outside corner. No question about that.
John Cowell's been a pleasure.
Nice job, Tom King. I hope we do it again. Maybe not baseball, but football very soon. The final score, Nashua Silver Knights 12, Torrington Titans of Connecticut nothing. 2 hits only for the Titans, as the pitching was dominant for the Nashua Silver Knights tonight in the person of Eric Perrault, the left-hander who went 7 1/3 innings, struck out 10 and only allowed 1 single. That was it. Meanwhile, the Bats were alive all night, an opportunistic Nashua Silver Knights offense as they mixed in a couple of triples, and a 3-run homer by Mark Sanborn came off a knuckleball with an exclamation point in the 7th inning. Again, the possibility exists for a 3rd and deciding game at 7 o'clock on August 6th, 7 p.m. here at Holman Stadium if Torrington defeats Nashua in Game 2 on Friday night, August 5th in Connecticut. So we'll have to stay tuned on that. For Tom King, I'm John Collins, along with Tim O'Neill and our executive producer, Pete Johnson. I want to thank also Nick Caggiano, the superintendent of Nashua Parks and Recreation, and Chris Hall, the commissioner of the Futures Collegiate Baseball League, for joining us during the course of this broadcast on Nashua ETV. As you see the picture there, that tells the story. 12-0, an even dozen, a dominant victory in Game 1 of the Futures Collegiate Baseball League Championship Series for the Nashua Silver Knights in the books. I want to thank you all for watching Nashua's ETV, and good night from historic Holman Stadium, everybody.